It's never enough. I put up with you for too long. Now I'm over it. You want affection, I need money. I'ma call it quits. That is. Put your pride aside for me. That is. Why am I trying to get it? Need it. That is. Put your pride aside for me. Put it aside. 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 Put your pride aside. Put it aside. On me. Put your pride aside for me.
WIIFTBP.
You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stoger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to Senate. We need some different players in the game to handle business. So many shady characters like Madigan and Blotto. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA gets spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steel on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let this give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And up the seal carry, I stay with the pipe. For Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Wake up, Chicago! Oh, wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. It is a 2-day countdown. It's 2 days. 2 days until the big day. We are going to be broadcasting. It is the What's in It for the Black People Telethon. We going from 6 to 12. Hey, Riis, you know, I was thinking we should have a week 304 light. Like, we should get y'all, like, y'all should come in for, like,
15, 20 minutes, like do one of the sets, one of the segments. Y'all two sit in with me. I think we should. You should talk to the groups tonight, and you should. We should also ask them all to stop by and give them a brief segment. Right? They better buy their tickets though. You know, I was thinking, all these people be up in here every week. If I don't see their name on the ticket list, I'm gonna be like, oh. Hold on 1 second, because I done lost my peoples in my part, so I can't hear. But I'm still rocking with you. But I was thinking to myself, I just disconnected the cord. I was thinking to myself, now you support everybody. Mugs be walking around here, they be drinking your drink, sitting your stuff down. I'm looking at the studio floor like I probably got to vacuum up somebody else's mess, because I don't even make no mess. Just be me myself. So I was thinking to myself, I'm going to go through I got a New Year's resolution. Some people going to like it, some people ain't going to like it. It is going to be do the math and do unto others as they have done it unto youeth. But no, I'm just joking. Look, no, I'm just, how you do that? No, I'm just serious. It is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man in the building on week 3. Now, is this your off week? I got to be, some days you got to check with these millennials. They got 4 shows a month, and they be like, I need to take one off. Whew. So I don't know if this is, because I don't know if I got to bring, because we not broadcasting from here tomorrow. So after y'all get up out of here, I'm trying to decide if I'm going to come through here tonight or I'm going to have everything packed up and then run in here tomorrow and just do it.
What we need? The cameras and stuff, really?
We need the cameras. We need the iPad. We need the Rode. You know what I'm saying?
The extra Rode.
We got the extra Rode over there. We got the setup. We need the wires. You know what I'm saying? So I think. So yeah, I gotta write that up. But look, we are gonna be broadcasting live tomorrow. It's gonna be a test. Man, yesterday Ruthie, Big Spill came through. They done changed it all up in the TP. Now I'm just telling you. Now if y'all ain't got y'all tickets yet, y'all better get on board because they got seating, and they done made a dance floor. They done got a stage. The band is already tuning up. We taking requests. I don't know if our groups that we got want to play with the live band. Ness, if you want to play with the live band, I think they already know your song. I think they might know what's in it for the black people. We need to get them the music if they want to do it. But I'm telling you, it is going down tomorrow, so I'm going to tell y'all better get your tickets. Tanil, well, I'm going to tell y'all, Tanil is not believing y'all. Tanil cut y'all breakfast yesterday. I don't know. Tanil be like, what? How many tickets did you sell? She was like, how many tickets you sold? You want to have a band? I was like, well, part of this is y'all got to bring money live, but I got to get the Cash App up, but y'all got to buy your tickets. Riis, it is going down. Remember the band we had last time, how they funked it up? They performing a half hour every hour. That means it's going to be funky. People going to be sweating. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be steam on the windows because it's going down this Friday at TP 5401 South Wentworth. Get your tickets on Eventbrite. Put in WIIFTBP, Telethon, WIIFTBP, Telethon. Every bit of the money beyond our costs is going to support the What's in It for the Black People Political Action Committee as we launch our billboard campaign and Black People First Party. All right, Riis, how you doing this morning? It is the Maze Jackson Show, but I got my man DJ Riis the Ruler. Riis, it's me and you on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I don't know if I'm letting Todd, like, if he show up on Friday when it's like company and he want to, you know how you got to clean the house, do all the work, and then your brother want to come home and be like he been here all day?
And maybe Todd is like he in college, like he getting his little degree and then he come back home, like to us, No, it ain't like that.
He I hope he didn't get caught in that shower again.
so you like, you know what, Todd, you done went to college, I done kept your room for this long, you ain't been back. Now when you come back, it's gonna be you know what I'm saying?
It's the guess. Now we done turned you can sleep in there. But just know I got my that's my man cave. Now your chair, like I was looking at the setup, Like I was thinking yesterday as I was looking at the setup, because you know how we got the king chairs and all that stuff. And you know, Ruthie was like, well, Todd said he come. I said he got to sit in like the regular people chair.
Oh, man.
You know, no, man, you can't get the king chairs. You can't, Riis, you can't come in and sit in the big chair. Do you sit in the, like when you come into somebody's house, do you ever sit in a big chair?
Nah.
Do you there's people that will come to your house and look at the big chair and be like, I'm sitting right there. And then there's people who know, don't sit in that chair. You know what I'm saying? Or at least ask, can you sit in the chair? Let me tell you can sit in my chair. You know what I hate? When somebody sit on my spot in the couch, though. That's worse than the chair. Because now I really just watch sitting on the couch. You know, it's got my perfect little dip in it and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I had a chair like that, and I ain't like what nobody said. It was like a recliner. You'll be amazed how I got there. It was actually in college. So you know, in the little college towns, you know, they put furniture out in the street. It was nothing wrong with this recliner. So you know, hey, Maze, why did I pick that recliner up and walk 3 blocks down the street to my house?
Because that was college and that's what you had to do.
Sprayed it down while I went in there, did all that, wiped it down, did everything. But I tell you, that recliner was everything. It was nothing wrong. It was a remote. It was nothing wrong with it. I was like, people just giving away good furniture, man.
Hey, man, when you out of college and you trying to leave, them white boys be like, I ain't taking this. They be like, oh, that thing can go. I'm not taking that. Hey, you want this? Hey, I'm going to tell y'all what, though. Speaking of that, the holidays is coming up, and I'm about to have a holiday giveaway. Giveaway. I've just decided yesterday that I have over 80 pairs of shoes that I'm going to give away. The only thing I'm going to keep is my gym shoes. Everything else that's in that box, I'm giving it away. It has remained unopened for 4 years now. And I haven't looked for any of the shoes, and I don't have space for the shoes I got. So, y'all get man, I think I gave Tamiko like 20 bags of clothes one day. Like, she said, stop by. I was like, okay. I filled up a whole truck. Like, take this. I just, the cleaning lady came. I told her to take a whole nother tub of clothes. She was like, you giving away? I ain't got, it's like, I almost got to give it away because I don't have nowhere to put it.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
And it's like, I got stuff so crammed that even when you put it in the closet and you take it from the cleaners, it be wrinkled because you done smashed it.
Yeah, I'm literally cleaning out my drawers right now because like a lot of stuff I don't even wear no more. It's really just when I'm at the house.
It's just and you have it for a step. Like you be like, I'm gonna wear this one day. And I'm gonna tell you, I used to hoard clothes, Riis, because I only had 5 shirts and 4 pair of pants all through high school.
Yeah,
So you know, I feel like I just have a affinity for clothes, just because I be wearing. And then it'd be so many that you wash the stuff and you only wear the top quarter of your clothes. Because they go through the wash and come back and wash and come back. By the time you get to the other man, anyway. So anyway, it's the Mace Jackson Show. Riis, how you doing this morning, man?
I'm blessed by the best. You already know the rest. I got some sleep yesterday.
I could tell, man. I could tell. When you come in with some sleep, good morning. Man. Hey, Mace. What's up? How you feeling? I'll be like, dog, what? Dog. I'll be like, hey, man, it's too early, man.
Too early.
I've been quiet. You know, usually you come in here, you stink. I hear do.
Yeah, that's
like that. When you slept, you be like, hey, what's up? You like, let me get the papers. Yeah, hey, what's up? You straight? You got everything? I've been to talk. The other day, you be like, yeah, I be like, and in the morning, it's like my magic time is when the mic come on, because right up until then, I be like, I got an attitude.
As soon as it comes, wake up,
Chicago. Wake your own self up, Mace Jackson. So it's all good, man. I can't get no comments over here. It's all good. That's all right, though, because I like the look. So I'm going to work it out. Man, is this what I look like on the big screen? I'm going to have to get a big screen. I'm like, oh, man. It's like TV.
I think we should put the thing back. I liked how it was. I think when I came here the first time, it was a TV behind them.
It was a TV behind there.
Yeah, I know when the people came in from Ebony, that they also said that too. They said that that's a good quality to have, and I was like, the crazy thing about it is we used to have that. He was like, yeah, that's one of the great things to have in the background. He said especially for when you have like guests and stuff on, it's like a good camera angle shot. You don't have to worry about always putting 2 people in the shot. So I was like, we'll keep that in mind. So yeah, we might have to put you on the big screen, you know what I'm saying, like behind yourself.
We gotta figure out how we do it, because I think part of the reason I took it out was, I think part of the reason I took it because we was on uneven ground.
Oh.
So it was like I was always arguing with the camera trying to get it straight. And I'm a little nervous to put it on the wall. But since we already put holes in the wall, I might as well go ahead and put it up there.
We done with
No, I'm saying I got a hole in the wall right there. I could just put it right there to hang down right there, and then it'll be good. It's the Mace Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mace Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis the Ruler. It is only the 2 of us today, Riis. So let's do this. Let's get the soul plane up, and away. We are out of here 60,000 feet. Let me check it out. Did you see the news yesterday? Lori Lightfoot appointed Andrea Kirsten to be the head of COPA, which is the civilian police accountability. Civilian oversight and police accountability. That's what it is. Appointed Andrea Kirsten to fill the spot. And Riis, 20 aldermen signed a letter saying that they vehemently oppose her appointment to the position. You know why?
Well, how come?
Because she released a report on April 27th that said that Officer Ella French, you remember Officer Ella French? She was the one who was killed when the two boys wanted to do shot her.
Mm-hmm.
They just republished a report about her involvement because she was at the Anjanette Young thing, and they published a report saying that she would have got a 3-day suspension. And now the aldermen are mad because they're saying that it was at the height of. They were upset that they didn't respect the dead. Like they did, they like she died, and so now y'all want to tell the truth about her when she dead. And my thing is, truth hurts. But there's a reason we have body cameras. And it was crazy because remember Anjanette Young came on and was like, she's the only one who showed me dignity. But I was thinking about that, like, Riis, in a different point in my life, sometimes there would be altercations, let's just say. And let's say in the course of the altercation, whoever was the victim of the altercation, let's say the victim of the altercation got swarmed. There was always somebody in our group who really didn't swarm, but didn't stop the swarm, right? And then after the swarm, and we would move on, he would give the swarmee a tissue and be like, man, that was terrible what they did to you. You ever seen a situation like that? You don't know, like, no, like, there's, like, you ain't never had a person that is, like, there's a group, y'all got a group, and in the group it's a wolf pack. And in the wolf pack, it's always the one person that be like, oh, come on, y'all. But they know better than to try and stop anything. Because if they stop anything, it's going to be problems for them. But then, after the wolves have eaten, then they give you the tissue. Right? They be like, man, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry they did that to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. Here go a tissue, man. Let me help you up. Right? Go. I'm gonna tell them not to. I won't let them get back on you. Or they be the ones that be like, okay, they had enough. Right? They had enough. That's what I feel like Officer French was. Like, she didn't stop the cops from being, but when that one person be like, okay, enough, you be grateful that they got the people off you, but they still let it happen. Does that make sense? And I feel like that's what the police officers are going to talk about with Ella French. So we're going to talk about that when we come, or a little bit later too. John Catanzara is officially no longer a Chicago police officer. That dude need to shave, man. Or do you think that's his look? Like, I feel like he need to shave and what is with these public officials that don't wear clothes that fit?
It's the new style now.
Man, he be looking frumpy. Right? Like, get us, like, dog, you gonna run for mayor looking like that?
I mean, do he feel like she ran for mayor looking like that?
Hey, would you pay to keep the Bears in Chicago?
Not at all.
Well, Alderman George Cardenas wants to pass an ordinance to keep the Bears in Chicago, and we could pay the lease and sell the team to the city, and we would pay license fees to keep them. What you think about that, Riis? How much would you pay to keep the Bears, personally?
$0.
Would you still be a fan if they moved?
I mean, they only going out to Arlington. A lot of teams don't even play. You know, like Dallas doesn't play in Dallas. You know, like a lot of teams don't even play in 8 states.
Actually, last night I had to take my son to basketball, and it was in Deerfield. And I was like, this really ain't that far, right? Like, as long as you ain't in traffic. But, boy, if you in traffic, Lord have mercy. Jesus. I was back from Deerfield in like 20 minutes yesterday. Bing, bing, bing. It's different when you got to go up north and you don't live on the south side. Like, when you start at 80-something, that drive get long, dog. It was just like, it was less than going to the Southland almost. How about this one? Do you see the Chicago firemen have a rash of reported stolen badges when they retire? I think they just don't want to turn their badges back in, so they report them stolen. Can a badge get you by? You think people, when you flash a badge, does that change your attitude?
Of course.
Do you read it?
Nah.
Like, so if somebody hit you with a badge, flat, flat, flat.
That's the reason why they do it 90% of the time, yeah. They probably be like, yeah.
Flat.
A badge and a gun, I'm not even questioning it.
Go ahead. You can take what you want.
Yeah.
That's crazy. All right. The McMichaels and Bryan trial. Are you guys familiar with that? Or have you heard about this one, Riis? The McMichaels and Bryan trial? You sure?
Never.
Really? You've not heard about this Bryan and McMichaels trial? The trial where the 3 white men chased a black man and drove, and then they killed him they shot him down dead?
Okay, yeah, I know that one, right.
Did you know that I was reading? You know, it's funny that you didn't know what I was talking about, and if you were to read the story, you wouldn't know who I was talking about either. I was just reading the story in the Chicago Sun-Times, and somebody corrected me last week and said it's not the Ahmaud Arbery trial. They said it's the McMichaels trial. So today I was going, and I haven't talked about this a lot, but I was looking at the paper, Riis, and I saw that they were updating the story, and they were talking about the gruesome shooting in the video that they have on camera of the killing of Ahmaud Arbery. And do you realize I read the article, and they said Ahmaud Arbery 6 times before they ever mentioned the killers? Like, they said it, the article was like 500 words. They said Ahmaud Arbery 6 times. They didn't mention McMichaels or the Bryan until the second to the last paragraph. Right? Like, just think about that. They are stone cold murderers. And they talked about Ahmaud Arbery 6 times and only once mentioned the McMichaels in the second to the last paragraph.
They know which name they want you to remember first.
Yeah, I was just thinking about it. I know they do it all the time, but that really, like, we don't see their picture splashed all over the TV. Like, we don't see them looking all crazy with their hair and, you know what I'm saying, looking like, this one's going to be interesting to watch. And then, hey, I got to say, let's go AO. So if anybody out there is listening, we got to get AO in the studio. Now, I know the Bigs probably going to get him. They know him. They've been since kid, whatever. But look, Chicago, we need to, as the Bulls get to snapping and doing their thing, AO is on the come up. And I just think we need to wrap our arms around that dude. I'm like super fired up about him, dude. I'm super fired up about these Bulls, too. My son hit me up last night like, hey, we took the last couple years off, but you gonna need to go ahead and get them tickets, Dad. And he was like, why you have courtside when they wasn't good? Because it was cheaper. But Riis, them Bulls, boy. Shout out to the AO de Sumo. Riis, like I want a jersey. I want me an AO jersey. We got to get him in the studio. That dude is repping for the crib. You feel me? That's what I'm talking about. All right, y'all. So, look, if you know AO, somebody get him up in here. I want a jersey. And when I take my son to the Bulls game, y'all hear me this? Some of y'all promised me D Rose. I had to do it my own. Had to go to D Rose and be like, D Rose, you know my son. I had to stop him at the Obama event, right? So we had the Obama event, right? And that was when Obama first got elected. And my son was like, is the biggest D Rose fan. And all these people was telling me, yo, D Rose, yo, we can get you plugged with D Rose. They ain't never get me plugged with D Rose. So I walked up to D Rose at the Obama event, right? It was like right after he won the MVP. And I was like, hey, look, man, you and Joe King come over here. Y'all need to make a video for my son, and D Rose on cue, bam, hit him. What's up, bud?
What's up? I just want to say this is D Rose.
Yeah, hey. You know what my son asked though? He was like, I want to see man, Nate. Nate, you know, Nate was one of his guys. Thibodeau. I got it all. You know, Riis. My kids are kind of spoiled. I was thinking about that. Like, I remember when I was a kid and we went to WrestleMania and we sat way up in the sky. And I used to look at the people way down on the floor and be like, one day. My kids be like, Dad, when we say let's go somewhere, they be like, where's the seats? Huh? You know, my son had the audacity to ask me where was the seats at the All-Star game. I was like, you got a box. He was like, what level? I was like, and on that note, sit your ass down. You ain't going nowhere. No, I'm just joking. I was like, nah, you got the penthouse. He was like, I don't like the penthouse. We need to get the 100 level. But you know what? Did I tell you my niece is hosting Disney on Ice? I mean, did I say my niece? My granddaughter and daughter are hosting Disney on Ice in January. Riis, it's all good. Look, it's the Maze Jackson Show. Let's take a quick break, and then we'll be back. We got a lot to talk about. Social media question of the day. Open up them phone lines, Riis, because when we come back, I do want to talk about this Kyle Rittenhouse case. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
WIIFTBP.
Church Chicago's Power Hour. I'm your host, Angie Mims, and
Terrence Keys.
TD, a.k.a. Terrence Daniels.
I wish I had one witness in the house.
You got one.
Got a couple of them. Got a couple of them.
Two T's.
Give me a testimony.
Oh, Lord. He's did it before. Oh, Lord.
I got one.
One
better. I got 5 reasons.
5 reasons. Oh, Lord. He turned it around.
Turn it around. He woke me up this morning.
Oh. Don't do this. Don't do this.
Go
Number
ahead.
4.
He woke me up this morning.
Come on, number 3. Come.
He woke me up.
Oh, Lord.
He woke you up.
That thing can touch you.
I'm
One
telling
of them 5s will get you. What's the second one?
He woke me up this morning.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh my God.
And the number 1 reason.
Number 1. Final answer.
He woke me up
He
this
woke
morning.
me up this
He
morning.
woke me up this morning.
That's a testimony.
That's a
Turn that thing
testimony.
And now, traffic and weather.
Oh. Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media? The time is now 6:39 a.m. and I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports, traffic, and weather update. No sports in Chicago, so we're going to go straight to traffic on the Kennedy. O'Hare to the Loop is now 28 minutes outbound to O'Hare, 24 on the Edens. Inbound from Deerfield to Exchange, 35 minutes. Exchange back out to Deerfield, 27. Eisenhower, 41 minutes. Thorndale to the Loop, 31 minutes. Back out to Thorndale. On to Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan will be 42 minutes. Outbound, 33 minutes. The Bishop Ford is 35 minutes from I-80 to the Dan Ryan and 29 minutes outbound. The Dan Ryan is 16 minutes in both directions. That's to the Loop and back out to 95th. On DuSable Lakeshore drivers as usual, 55th to Jacksonville to Jackson back out to 55th, 7 minutes and 8 minutes north. Randolph to Bryn Mawr and Bryn Mawr back out to Randolph. Today's weather is currently 61 and cloudy. Today will be a high of 61 with a low of 39. I'm Riis the Ruler now. Here's So Good on the Maze Jackson Show.
You're shutting it down everywhere you go. Girl, I want you as bad as I want a check. Cause you're sexy from head to toe. Girl, you're the reason I be acting funny. Everything in me telling me all that you get away. And all the guys looking like they wanna love you. Every day I'm your bodyguard, not over my dead body. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? With your hair done, nails done, when you put your grown on. It's something about you when you put your grown on. When you're waking up straight out of bed, girl, why you gotta look so good? Oh, when you're at the job, just taking a break, girl, why you gotta look so good? In the club, turning up, why you gotta look so good? On the dance floor, giving more. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Girl, you know you be killing them when you be getting your own woman on. Why you gotta look so good? With your hair done and your nails done, when you put that grown on, girl, why you gotta look so good?
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis the Ruler. Hey, thank you, Brandon. Io DeSumo. Sometimes, man, you be looking at the paper. It is Io DeSumo. Hey, man, I still want to get him in, though. So, y'all tell him I got it correct. You know, I got it right, though. So, we got to get him in here. Io DeSumo in the bill. I want a jersey, Joe. I'm going to buy my own, though, because, you know, I want his numbers to go up. You know, people be like, let me get one for free. Nah, you could get me a match one for the boy. You know what I'm saying? But Chicago kid made good. I'm excited about that. Hey, can I send a shout out to all the anniversary followers? You know, at one point I thought the biggest anniversary follower could be like 3 years. When I seen people putting up 3 years, I was like, oh. Then I seen I got some 5-year anniversary followers. That's some love. Can I also send a big shout out to my beautiful and lovely wife who is having her fundraiser tomorrow night. Now I want to invite y'all be telling me that I don't tell y'all. But I would love for you all to come out. Madam President Tennille, share the link to the fundraiser in the den, and not just in the den, share it in the live broadcast. But hey, y'all, also yesterday, shout out to Carrie and most of the candidates who rotated through. Yesterday they had like a round robin where all the North Side wards had all the candidates coming out and putting stuff, and doing and presenting themselves, etc. Riis is coming down to the big day, man. Y'all know y'all committeemans and all that good stuff. It's coming down to, it's almost election season, Riis. So now, Riis, you want to be a star, you want to be famous? Let me just tell you, this is the time when you make your infamous Jackson family bones. See, if you make it through an election cycle with us, right? If you can make it through an election cycle, because you know, in the code, you know, you got to ask Leon Rogers. Leon Rogers still tell this story to this day. He was like, Leon Rogers like, hey, man, you know I'm a famous comedian. He said, I just got here from the Illinois School of Broadcast. I got to do my internship. So him and Dollar Bill, right, they was famous already, but they had to come work. You know, we was doing the thing with the radio station, so they came. So one day, you know, Leon show up. He got on his, you know, Leon used to dress fresh, still dress fresh to the mug. Show up fresh to the mug. And we had like 1,000 signs. It was a dead of cold. We handed him a sign, a pack of signs and some drills and said, you got to go drill and put these signs in the ground. In the dead of winter, if you want to stay on the internship. You want to be on the street team? We're going to show you how to be on the street team. People, hey, Joe, we used to weed them out just like that. But then after that, Riis, let me tell you, you see Leon to this day, he'll be standing up, he'll be on stage. We walk in, he'll be like, I just want to let y'all know, dude and them made me put signs in the ground in the dead of winter. But I'm forever grateful. Now, he's like, well, I hated y'all ass then. It's all good, though. It's all good. It's all good. When he signed
That's
that.
how I usually be, though. That's how I usually be. I used to be so mad. God damn it. I can't. Yes, sir. I got tied up with a tick.
But I'm going to tell you, it builds character. Builds character. And I'm going to tell you, if you can make it through a campaign season, that's it. And this one, this is the big one.
So I got to drill holes in the ground now in the dead of winter? Mm-hmm. That's what you're trying to tell me?
I was saying.
Well, you know what? That probably was what? About a couple of years, like 15 years ago. So, you know, like winters don't even start now until like January.
That's when the campaigns start, though.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, it's all good, though. It's like if you make it through a winter campaign, right, it's all good because then at that point, you have a marketable skill set that could take you anywhere in the world. So I'm just letting y'all know campaign season, I'm going to be looking for y'all. The Wolves are already out, so I'm going to be asking y'all to step up, stand up, support the family. And now also don't forget we got the telethon the following day. So Riis, we doing tomorrow. I'm on a ping, 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 ping. That's why we did all the setup yesterday almost. All we got to do is move the cameras and stuff. We going to be set. We ain't going to have to run down. Look, we got the stage, the band. Thump, 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 thump. I can't wait. I think, what song y'all want me to sing?
None of them.
Come on now. Y'all don't want me to sing. What time is the battle? We got to put the battle down. Like I said, we should have a live band battle with Ruthie and Tyrone Muhammad.
Or use the beats first and then for the champions, then you know, because I guess it's supposed to be like Cam, you know, you never know.
Oh, it's Cam Cuss, right. We got to call Cam up.
You know.
Hey, dog, he was talking that smack. Who else getting in the freestyle battle? Y'all ain't ready. I think we should have a little karaoke, too. Live band karaoke. Don't. We got some singers coming. Look, I'm going to tell y'all. But Tennille said y'all. Oh, I got to tell y'all about that at 8 o'clock. But get y'all tickets. Go to Eventbrite. The link is on my page. Go to wherever you can. Eventbrite. Put in WIIFTBP Telethon. Buy your tickets. Now, don't have Tennille have y'all. Tennille said y'all get biscuits and water if it was left up to her. Because she said you always. I'll tell y'all about it later. Anyway, it's the Maze Jackson Show. All right, Riis. I'm ready for the big voice. Give me the big voice if you got it. You can find that bad boy. Let's get that sucker ready, and then let me know when you're ready, because then I'll stop talking, and you can give me the sign, and I'll be. Do you got the volume up, potted up? You ready? Okay, let's do it.
It's time for the social media question of the day.
Is the Kyle Rittenhouse case more important for black people or white people? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. You know, I've been watching this Kyle Rittenhouse case. And I ain't gonna even lie to you yesterday. First of all, did you see dude yesterday? I gotta find the video with the karate kick. When he was like, he took the sign and he was taking the swatted dude and then he did the karate kick. I was like, what's that? The quarter blood cut technique? You do this technique and a quarter blood drop right now. Pint of blood drop right out you. Riis, but he did like some, what the? Right? Like he did. I was like, what is you doing, dog? And then, did you see the other? Did you see the other black provoking tactic when dude was outside and he was with the bullhorn and the black dude with the locks was talking, but he was spitting talking, right? You know how when somebody trying to disrespect you and they be talking loud and spitting all in your face and you be right. He was COVIDing his ass up. Excuse my language. He was getting them with the COVID to hold your dig, Riis. But I was thinking. We gonna have meatless products, all right. Y'all gonna be having bagels. Y'all don't buy these tickets. Anyway, Riis. So first of all, it was that talk spit thing. That was hilarious to me because black people be doing that. Right? Like when you really when you really want to disrespect somebody and you really want to get them provoked.
It's like the ultimate disrespect, but I'm going to spit on somebody.
Right. And it's the talk spit. So what you say? And your face all wet. And and it's like you almost feel compelled to swing, but he couldn't really. That's why he was doing it, because he was like, you don't want none of this. Because I will come over this gate and pound you. Karate Man had me cracking up, though, with that sign. Because I think Karate Man wasn't sure if he was talking to another Kyle Rittenhouse. Right? I'm going to talk about, are we ready for this for real? Anyway, so Riis, I was thinking about this a lot yesterday. Because, they were talking about Chicago police got the days off canceled. They were talking about not closing the roads because there was no sign. In Kenosha, they like, we ain't got nothing. We don't see any reason to barricade or close any businesses down or anything like that. And it got me to really thinking, Riis, why were the black people even out there? Now, this almost seems to be a case of why it seems to. Okay, so I want to be 100% respectful of the Blake family. So let me start there. But the opportunity for justice for the Blakes did not really, in my estimation, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, have anything to do with Kyle Rittenhouse. Kyle Rittenhouse was white people business, right? To me, the reason that white people are so attentive to this case is because it is the militant left versus the militant right, if that makes sense. Remember, the quote-unquote paramedic had a pistol. The other white boy had a skateboard. Right? They was on the offense. They both parties descended upon Kenosha. And Jacob Blake was the opportunity for them to engage in battle with each other. Does that make sense? Like, the white boys that was on skateboards and had pistols, that was rioting, that was the sort of the Antifa side. Riis, they came to fight. Just like Kyle Rittenhouse and those people came to fight. They came to have, did you see The Outsiders?
Yeah, you talking about the old book, right?
The Outsiders, the socialists versus the greasers. That's what essentially what was it. Let's do it for Johnny, man. Let's do it for Johnny. It was the socialists versus the greasers.
Greasers, my favorite book. It's crazy.
I read all them. So that was them. They had like 4 books about them. Yeah. But that was the socialists versus the greasers. That was not the Black Panthers versus the Klan. And so now I gotta ask you, was this more important? Is this, because here's the other part. The officer that killed Mr. Blake already got off. Do y'all understand what I'm saying here? The officer that killed Jacob Blake already got off. His charges were dismissed. So when I see us all outside over this they're portraying it in the news as if this is a black versus white thing. We done already not got justice. Seriously, if the police officer that shot Jacob Blake got dismissed with no charges, our outrage should have happened then. This right now is the socials versus the greasers, and to me, it is how we're going to step on a booby trap, right? You got 2 white boys dead, 1 shot by a white person. And the people that they're showing on TV having a clash are black and white people. Does that make, so part of what I tell you that I have got to get back to is the dispassionate analyses of the situations that we're presented.
You say he died?
Who?
You said Blake, Jacob, you said he died.
Did I say he died? He didn't die.
No, I think he's paralyzed.
He is paralyzed. I apologize if I said he died. He was paralyzed. You know, I always get, black folks usually wind up dead. So my apology, sincerest apologies. And I do not in any way, shape, or form want to do anything that would be perceived as disrespectful to the family. But I gotta ask us, like, and when they say Chicago police are preparing for the results of this trial, who are they preparing for? Is there a reason for black people to really be, like, I feel like we already know our justice doesn't exist. They done let this man off. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Am I wrong for saying that this really ain't our business? I really hate the way this is being portrayed on TV. Y'all do understand that all the people that got the white people. Riis, have you ever met white boys that like to fight?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So, and they come in all ilks, right? I think in our minds as black folks sometimes, especially those of us who have had limited experiences with white folks, we tend to think that they probably all cower in a corner and be like, yeah, I don't want any problems. But they got swordsmen. They got people, and there are bubbling undercurrents on both sides. When I tell you that I still believe we're in the midst of a civil war, that was a civil war skirmish. The black man was only the reason for the meetup, to draw the lines of demarcation. But when you watch the video, I think Kyle Rittenhouse is a white supremacist killer, whole thing, but he came up there to deal with his own people. Because again, were we the ones rioting and tearing it up? Everything I saw in Chicago downtown was white folks. Now, don't get it twisted. When it got to the neighborhood and when the hair shops and all that started getting hit, we ain't going to let our opportunity get by us. But it's just like, do you remember, I don't know if y'all saw the story in Minnesota. Do you remember when the George Floyd stuff first started? And there was that video of that guy walking by, breaking all the windows of all the stores, and he was dressed in all black. And we thought it was us, and then they found out that it turned out to be one of the Proud Boys, right? And to me, I just think that this is one of those things where we'll find ourselves drawn into. And Jacob Blake was our issue. This was Kyle Rittenhouse. it just seems to me, and I think the reason that we're seeing this across the country and I think the reason that this is very important for white folks is because the fight is going to be between white folks and white folks. Like when you saw all these clashes, when it happened in Virginia and the Antifa, when we first kind of realized the Antifa, that guy drove the car into the thing and we saw people fighting back. Do y'all realize that there is a left like a left group of people that are trying to kick it off too? And so there are these white kids with the skateboards. Did you see the video where they was using the skateboards as weapons? Right? And the skateboard, what's the paramedic doing outside with a pistol? Now I'm just laying all this out. If those was black folks and they got shot, we wouldn't even be asking no questions. If there was a black dude shot and he was calling himself a paramedic with a pistol, chasing old boy, and I'm not defending him, I'm just saying, what fight are we in? What's our role in this? It's the Mace Jackson Show. Look, we're going to continue this conversation when we come back. We'll be back. But y'all give me a call. Am I wrong for saying that this ain't our fight? I just don't know if it is. We'll be back after these messages.
The Mace Jackson Show will be back after this break.
WIIFTBP.
Oh, man. They done messed around and gave New Era Chicago their own radio show. What they do that for?
You done messed up! So what we doing, bro?
Man, we talking about power.
Did you say power?
Not rights and equality, but power. We ain't begging, we building.
In that order, Chicago, and we got dope segments. Hey, yo, sis, holla at them.
Peace and love, family. It's Sister E of New Era Chicago in the building, dropping the statistics, holistics, and of course the ballistics. Good for the mind, body, and the soul. Let's get it, family.
And this your boy D Cook coming with straight facts. If you don't know, now you know.
And this is your other sister, Omo Oya Music, coming in peace, love, and light, getting real with my people so we can quit with the bull spit.
And this brother E, and I'm gonna wrap it up with the power surge.
Listen, this going down every Wednesday night, 5 to 6 p.m. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It's the Black Power Hour, New Era Chicago Radio on What's in It for the Black People Media.
All power to the people.
All power to the people.
All love it.
Yeah, I love being black. Hey, do this for my people.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 7:02 a.m. and I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports traffic and weather update. In traffic on the Kennedy O'Hare to the Loop is 38 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare is 24 minutes. On the Eaton's inbound from Deerfield to Exchange will be 46 minutes. Exchange back out to Deerfield, 27. On the Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop, 43 minutes. Outbound to Thorndale, 34 minutes. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan is 42 minutes. Outbound, 33 minutes. On the Bishop Ford, 34 minutes from I-80 to the Dan Ryan and 31 minutes back out to I-80. The Dan Ryan is now 17 minutes to the Loop, 14 minutes back out to 95th. On DuSable Lakeshore Drive South from 55th to Jackson, as well as Jackson back out to 55th is still 7 minutes and 8 minutes north Randolph to Bryn Mawr and Bryn Mawr back out to Randolph. Today's weather, it is currently 61 and cloudy. Today will be a high of 63 and a low of 39. Expect showers throughout the early mornings through the early evenings. I'm Riis the Ruler. Now here's I Love Being Black on the Mace Jackson Show.
The skin I'm in fit me fine, tailor-made, yeah, I'm comfortable. And so it seems I'm still chasing my dreams. They told me, watch my steps, they want to pull the rug from under you. This is transparency, my life 3D. You live every word that I utter, reporting live from the gutter. Where the mind's hard to change, but we don't give up on our brothers and sisters. Cause we all need one another. The time's getting closer, revolution, feel it coming. I can smell it in the air. Inhale it, let it embody you. Because chances are the cops pull you over, they body you. Plus we don't trust each other, so it's just another obstacle. Why jump hurdles to to make a change, it ain't optional. Olympian mindset in this booth with my binoculars. I see my vision getting clear, just as what a prophet do. My music touch the people's soul, black power gospel tunes. So many styles, watch me kick them like they soccer moves. Falling rank and file, this is my platoon. Soldiers at attention, ain't no Willie lynching. This the program, who they think they kidding? Reinvent the system, total reconstruction of our mental stigma. This ain't a game, boy. Still they think I'm talking about Nintendo's, that's a shame, boy. Augment reality, better fix your brain, boy. I love my people, hope they love me black. I'm going hard and ain't no holding back. Watch me react, I put my fist up in the skies like a beacon for believers that one day we return to our greatest sin. We seek it all the glory we can obtain and keep reaching. I'm painting this picture, I hope you see it. Guess what the theme is? I love being black. We turning up. I love being black. Say it loud, man. I love being black. One more time. I love being black. Hey. Well, how about you to sing these tunes too? Customize for you a little something you can groove to. Feeling good about yourself. Melanated, mood muse. Always service humble pie. We don't care about who's who. Light brown or dark skin. This right here's for you too. We are the gods of the earth. Living proof truth. Say it loud if you black and proud. I salute you and that's a fact. Where you at? Let me hear you say it back. I love being black. We turning up. I love being black. Say it loud. Man, I love being black. One more time. I love being black. Hey. Super melanation, renovation of our databases. Gotta fix the trinity to make it past the matrix. There's a rabbit in the hole. No decision, you gon' chase it or just shut up for complacency. Here's your motivation. Black power in your veins. Up to us to build a nation. European mental detox completely we erase it. Cause you can't keep fighting over old information. Probably bring it right back if you love being black. I love being black. We turning up. I love being black. Say it loud. Man, I love being black. One more time. I love being black. Hey. I do this for my people all across the map. Even for the ones who don't identify with being black. Hebrews the best elixir. Go ahead and try your batch. This truth serum, my loose spirits. The ancestors speak to me and spit the truth. Hear it. You broken souls here to re-engineer them so that they fearless. This precious atmospheric as the hell is spinning. Trying to strategize a way so we can start winning. It begins with pride of yourself. Embracing this feeling. Say no new friends. That's what happened to the village. Too much individualism. It's easier to pillage. I'm just making this appearance for coherence so you can understand what we up against. Hit the reset button, switch covenants. It's my contract to the people that I'm publishing. It's a new era, hood to hood, feel the power and I'm loving it. Turn up, net turn up, strapped with the black burner. Murder, you sleeping and I shoot up the server. Corrupt the service at the file, man, it's time to purge them. We waking up and that's what got them nervous. I love being black. We turning up. I love being black. Say it loud, man, I love being black. One more time. I love being black. Hey.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
If you ain't trying to help us, don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies now other politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Mace and Riis and Ruthie and Todd, explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't trying to help us, they ain't trying to do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect, you oppress us all. In the mirror, realize you great. Yeah, we always argue with our brothers, but ain't nobody nobody gonna take our place. Just stay in tune and stay on top. About who forward, about who not. Just green light, all the black economy. Then watch all the shooting don't stop. To my black people in power, just remember we put you in power. If you really wanna save all the black princesses, be Mario and not Bowser. They gave us a hard job. We gon' make it if we do it together. Divided we fall, we gotta evolve. With confidence, you are ready before you started. With no confidence in the people, we always gon' be defeated.
What's in it for me? What's in it for you? Who's telling the lies? Who's telling the truth? Black people realize the sun shines for you. So stop the divide. See what melanin do. What's in it for the black people? All the lies we heard before. You gotta do more than listen. Let's do action with on a count of three. Let's roll. We're black people.
I love being black.
We can grow.
I love being black. Me say it.
Black people.
I love being black. I said
We can grow.
I love being black.
Now, one thing that everyone seems to have forgotten here tonight is what you're talking about in the capitalistic government.
Wake up, Chicago! Oh, wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis, the ruler, in the building. And we're asking what's in it for the black people. But, yeah, man, I was just talking before we move on. I was just curious. Like, I think they've wrung all the blackness out of the Jacob Blake situation. I think that they got as much blackness out of it as they could during the presidential election cycle. I don't think since the election cycle, I mean, it was all part of that criminal justice reform piece that never happened. We did not see charges against the police officer who actually committed it. And now we are on TV karate chopping the white folks over the dead white people. Now, I don't want to be dispassionate, but the clear analysis shows that, or not the clear, it just seems commonsensical to me, that this don't have very much to do with us. I mean, we already know what happens when black people get killed. Right? I mean, I think from Sandra Bland to Mike Brown to Trayvon Martin to just the list goes on and on and on and on and on. I mean, I don't even know why we watch these trials. Right? Like, I think we watch the trials as the underdogs hoping for the upset. And I think we get so few victories that we take pride. Because we know we ain't gonna get justice, we hope these white guys will get justice by default. I feel like black people are looking at, like, in the nation, they are positioning this thing. And it is crazy to me that it's coinciding with the McMichaels and Bryan trial. Right? That we have we have two cases of civilians taking the law into their own hands. One ends up with the death of a black man. One ends up with the death of 2 white men. Riis, why are we in the Kyle Rittenhouse case? Like, is it because we know we ain't gonna get no justice, so we hope for default justice through here, like by justice by association? Like, at least if he goes to jail, because I want to address a couple things I saw in the chat. Entwa Dumela, and this is not like a diss. This is just really, I want you to understand, like, people say his mom, and I can't believe his mom drove him there. His mom prepared him to be a warrior all his life. There are people that eat, sleep, and breathe, and they want to put their children on the field in the battle, in the defense of whiteness. And us hoping that somebody gonna charge white people with being white? Like, you think white people gonna get charge white people with white supremacy? Really?
That's what we hoping.
And the only way we get those charges, and let me tell you, the only reason that this dude will get convicted is because if there was a Rosenbaum involved. And they will put down for theirs. But I gotta be clear that this fight right now is like, we are hoping for justice by default with this Kyle Rittenhouse thing. And I just hope that we can stop eating it up. Are we so far gone in this country when it comes to the death of black people that now we haven't, I feel like, you know what I feel like these white guys are? Being positioned as freedom fighters for black people who took a bullet. Again, Jacob Blake is paralyzed, shot by the police. The police get no charges, and now the white guys have a fight. The Socials and the Greases get together to have a fight, and they giving us the greasers. What? Why? Why? They don't want to talk about it. All right, I understand. I'm going to let y'all go. But I just need for y'all to understand that as we are watching this Kyle Rittenhouse case, our justice is already past us. Whether he gets convicted or not really has nothing to do with what happened to Jacob Blake. The white guys used his shooting as an opportunity to brawl. Greasers and the Socials. Remember the Outsiders. I don't think we was in that movie, was we, Riis? We're no black people in Outsiders. Just recognize, black folks, that every fight ain't yours to jump in. If we was gonna be in the fight, was they out there rioting when the police got off? You want to be my friend, go do your thing. Let me stop. I'm going to let that be. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Riis, I'm about to move on. Riis, did you see that the Aldermen? Oh, we do got phone calls? People call? Oh, you got to give me the sign, man. You ain't give me the sign. I thought you thought Todd was here or something, man. I thought, all right, let's go to the live line. Call you on the Maze Jackson Show. Is this Kyle Rittenhouse case more important to black people or white people? What we got to do with this?
Good morning, Maze. It's James.
What's up, James?
What's
Big
on,
Slim Davis.
Hey,
man, hold on. Are you bringing that big old truck?
Ahead.
Are you bringing the big truck to the live broadcast?
I'm not even in that area. I'm not even in that area, Maze. I can't say I am. Way up north, brother. Way up north.
All right, I ain't going to hold that against you. You need to drive by and just honk the horn. Go ahead.
Hey, check it out, Maze. I was checking my Zelle, and I remember Zelling you, before, and I was wondering if the number's still the same in with 6912.
Yeah, that is, but you know what? I wanted to go to WIIFTBP Media. Tennille, I'll post all of that in the chat because that comes to me direct. I want everything that we raise is going to what's in it for yes.
Can I just send it? Can I just send it to you and you do it?
Yes, sir.
It's so that much easier.
You certainly
can. Friday, I'm gonna send it because I already got that information. I'm not the most technology savvy person, but I can bill you, and you just on behalf of me, can you send it to them?
I certainly can. Thank you, James.
Okay. Why I think it's important? I give a damn about white on white crime, but why I think it's important is because the precedent that will be set if he get off. Now, mind you, you already described you have two fractions that came together. Everybody know what they was there for. Am I correct? So this is sort of like a gang fight. Am I correct?
Yes.
You could categorize it as that. So how can you, in the midst of a crime, which is gang fighting or whatever they was doing, how can he come up with a self-defense in the midst of a crime? Also, if he get off on self-defense, so that means if Pookie and Ray is in the midst of a gang fight and Ray shoot Pookie, he can say self-defense. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, they called it mutual combat the other day. They called it mutual combat in Chicago when it was two black people. They called it two black groups that did this. They called it mutual combat and walked away.
So this is a precedent that's being set if he get off. You understand where I'm going with this?
I do. That white people could kill white people. White terrorists could kill white terrorists.
But so if a lawyer wants to take my case and I want to use this same defense, there it is.
No, it's not, James. Okay, go ahead. Let me just do this, bro. Are you trying to pretend that black people are the same as white people in America and that you expect the same treatment?
No, I'm not.
All right, so let's start there. We know that every time we watch a black person murdered on TV, we watch it and there is no justice. Man, he picking up the trash. He got a garbage truck, so he probably working. So anyway, James.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So look, man, all I'm telling you is, look, you wait till you get to the next stop and you call me back and I'm gonna answer this.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay. So James, all I'm telling you is there's nothing new that we're going to discover out of this that white people we're not going to learn that white people are going to get, that black people are going to get some justice. There's nothing new that we learn. There is no precedent. Riis, is there a precedent that the precedent is you can kill black people and get away with it? That's it. White people have shootouts all the time. Well, I just resent the fact that this is being presented as a black and white issue on the news when we know that the black and white issue is not between the greasers and the socialists. The black and white issue is between the black people and the police. Kyle Rittenhouse didn't have nothing to do with us. He came to the battle zone because he was a war-trained pup getting his, he was getting his bones. He was making his bones in the world of white supremacy against the world of Antifa. We got any more calls on that line? All right, we'll take the last call and then we're going to move on. It's the Mace Jackson Show. Caller?
Hallelujah. Greetings to you. Mama D here.
Hey, Mama D.
It all could have been avoided if the police officers had not exercised white supremacy practices. Because the three people that was not involved, they saw one of these things is not like the other one, and they started to investigate. Hey, dudes, even the one on the skateboard. Hey, dudes, what's up? What's going on here? But you see, the police, because he would be dead if he'd have been a black person walking around with that gun.
But do we? Wait. Let me ask you this, Mama D. Let me just ask you respectfully. Did we not know what about that? Don't we know? Like again, I recognize that if a black man was walking around with a long rifle, he would have been dead. We're not gonna learn anything new here. We know that. That like nothing about that is going to change because of the Kyle Rittenhouse case. That's why wasn't no black people walking around there with no guns. I'm sorry, go ahead.
But the fact of the matter is, the people on 3 other people saw something was out of order. So it really gets back to the number one problem. Why was the protest taking place anyway? It was because of police misconduct. And I'm saying he did everything outside of pointing the gun. Maybe this was part of his police explorer training, because he did testify. You know, he's 17. He has graduated from high school. He was a former police explorer. He had worked as a lifeguard. He had a job. He fit the profile. And didn't nobody ask what was in his system, because he fit the profile. But what I'm saying, short of him pointing the gun directly at the police officers, he couldn't get their attention. So it's, as I'm saying, all they had to do was say, hey, what are you doing here? And that would have prevented everything, but they didn't do that. So it still gets back to, what have we learned? We should learn, go back to the police conduct. That's where it all jumped out, because they did not do their job.
Okay. Thank you, Mama D. I think that this is, I think it was an excuse. I think that the greasers and the socials have been going at it for all summer. They've been in skirmishes all over. And I think that Jacob Blake became another rallying point for the greasers versus the socials. And as I say, as much as I love the movie, The Outsiders, do it for Johnny, man. Let's do it for Johnny. I mean, that was an all-star cast, bro. They had everybody in it. Can I tell you everybody, Riis? Like, who was a superstar teen star at that time? Patrick Swayze, C. Thomas Howell, Rob Lowe, Matt Dillon, Ralph Macchio. That was an all-star gang. But you know what I noticed about the whole thing? Not one Negro. Nary a one. And I love the movie. Just like we love the movie. But you know what we did at that movie? We did not participate. We watched and ate our popcorn. Because what we knew was that when them two white groups got through fighting, at the end of the day, I just want to point out that neither group got shot by the police. You hear me? Neither group. Armed. Both of them was armed. Neither group got shot by the police. Kyle Rittenhouse had a gun. He didn't get shot by the police. Rosenbaum had a gun. He didn't get shot by the police. And what we do know, it is if that was a black person, that would have been brandished. So let me just say one more time. The Outsiders. One of my favorite movies of all time. Like, favorite. Like, they're my favorite. Do it for John. Man, I remember the commercial used to come on TV, and I'd be like, please, can we go see it, please? And it was like a cine movie, so I had to go sneak and see it. Remember they ran away to the cabin, dyed their hair blonde, right? Remember Cherry Red, Soda Pop, Pony Boy, right? I mean, it was like, in that book, boy, you could
book, man.
Hey man, when you got that book, cause somewhere in there, I feel like black people inserted themselves as the outsiders. Like when you read the white boy books, right, like that, the black people empathized with the greasers. But the key to this whole story, the key to this whole analogy is, as much as I love that book and was happy that they made the movie, hey, Riis, wasn't no black people starring in that movie, Joe. Name one. And everybody black I know liked the book. Maybe that was a suburban thing. Right? But I'm just telling you. When I saw the movie, came in real good perspective. Not one black, and this was the 80s when they felt like they had to do it. I mean, there wasn't even a black person walking through town. Wasn't no the key to this whole thing to me is wasn't no black people starring in this Kyle Rittenhouse versus Antifa. Understand me? We love the movie, but we ain't in it. This ain't our movie. Y'all better go back to New Jack City. Cause there ain't no black people starring in this movie. But the next person to get arrested outside that, Karate Man outside the courthouse, dog. He was like, Karate Man. And I was like, Karate Man, they got you all over national TV. And these over two dead white people. Not tripping. You ever seen white people be Karate Man for black people, though? You ever seen that? They wasn't out there. And don't tell me Rosenbaum and those guys was out there for they was out there because they knew that the socialists was going to be there. And they was like, greasers, mount up. I could make you famous. This is the Mace Jackson Show. I'm your host. When we come back, we are going to talk about, did you hear the McDonald's CEO got a pass, Riis? Okay. Who gave out the passes to the McDonald's CEO? And what was in that conversation? We're going to talk about it a little bit more when we come back. It's the Mace Jackson Show.
The Mace Jackson Show will be back after this break.
WIIFTBP.
Christian Critic Relationship Hour with Gina B. Why you are not married. Number one, you ain't all that. I know that's hard for y'all to swallow. I don't look as good as my 22-year-old self. People need to realize that. You just ain't all that. And I get it. I got this master's degree. I went to this school, that school. I worked hard for this job, for this house. And then she over there got that man. And you don't have one. Men are very simple creatures. So, ladies, for you very accomplished ladies, I got some advice for them.
What's that?
I always say it like this. You can write this one down. Be a kitten, not a cat. What does that mean, Chris?
What does that mean?
You ever played with a kitten? It's real friendly. It almost acts like a puppy. And you want to play with it. You want to look at the little kitty. It just makes you feel good. Now, have you ever seen an adult cat? When it feels like it, it might rub against your leg and move away. But is that men like kittens?
Kittens will play with anybody. A cat is particular.
Listen, what did we learn? Men are very simple creatures.
Right.
You can fool us. We want you to laugh at our dumb jokes. So all you super smart women out there, you good looking women, you see a guy you like, you guys do make it out on a date, he actually pays for the date. When you're actually with that person, the dialogue is happening, the dinner is happening, you say, okay, this might work, this might work. It would help if you act a little blind.
Oh my God, Becky.
I mean, you're going to hear me say that a lot. Be nice to
So
him.
you
hear the worst joke ever, but if you sort of like them, laugh at it. There you go. Hey, it's a lot of married women out there. If we got any married women chiming in, if I'm telling a lie,
that one's a fake laugh.
Let me know. Right.
What you're saying is that we should cater to the male ego, and that's what's ultimately going to get us married.
I'm first saying recognize that I think some of us, more women than men, look in the mirror. You ever seen a little lion look in the mirror, see somebody real big? They see somebody a little more fine than what they are. And I'm not calling anybody ugly, so I'm not here to bash anybody.
Let's look at Middle America, okay? Middle America is not attractive.
They're not?
Middle America is largely married.
Okay, I think we're on the same page there. People sort of, we get stuck to reality shows sometime and think we're supposed to have, I got a degree in a house, so I'm supposed to have Idris Elba or his twin.
Well, I mean, have you noticed, okay, so you remember your friends from high school, right? And you remember how they had all of these qualifications for, if she's going to lock me down, she got to be this, that. She's got to have an ass like that.
That's all we really looked at. Stop right there. That's really what a man. Simple creatures. We want to be fed. We want you to laugh at us, give us some. And that's it. To get us.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 7:34 a.m. And I'm Riis the Ruler with your traffic and weather report. In traffic on the Kennedy, O'Hare to the Loop is 50 minutes outbound to O'Hare 27. On the Edens inbound from Deerfield to Exchange, 56 minutes. Exchange back out to Deerfield, 33. On the Eisenhower, Thorndale to the Loop is an hour. Back out to Thorndale, 41 minutes. On the Stevenson, it's 42 minutes from I-355 to the Dan Ryan, 38 minutes outbound. The Bishop Ford is 35 minutes from I-80 to the Dan Ryan, 30 minutes outbound. The Dan Ryan is 20 minutes to the Loop, 14 minutes back out to 95th. On DuSable Lakeshore Drive South, 55th to Jackson is now 9 minutes. Jackson back out to 55th is 8. On the north side of things, Randolph to Bryn Mawr, 8 minutes. Bryn Mawr back out to Randolph, 9 minutes. Today's weather is currently 61 and partly cloudy. Today will be a high of 63 with a low of 39. Expect rain into the early evenings. I'm Riis the Ruler. Now here's Lex with Interstellar here on the Mays Jackson Show.
Interstellar mode, yeah. I finally got my mind right again, yeah. Now I know there's no time for pretend, yeah. I come alive in the moonlight, see me shooting across the skies. Don't you know stars were born to fly? I've been searching, crowding, looking for a way out. I've been hurting, falling, but I think I found my way now. I'm on my own, far from home, lost in space, in my zone. I found these truths, far from you, in my space, in a stellar mode. Yeah, I finally got my mind right again. Did it all in spite of the hate. Every time they said that I can't. Nebula, they run through my veins. Every molecule in the trance. Senses feeling some kind of strange. Damn, I think my name's Spider-Man. Jump out the window and swing for the dreams that just might be. Never gonna let go. No, to the man in the mirror look like me. Drifting through the cosmos. Whoa, far away from your lies. I realign all my goals. That's a constellation of mine, yeah. I've been searching, crawling, looking for a way out. I've been hurting, falling, but I think I found my way now. I'm on my own, far from home, lost in space, in my zone. I found these truths, far from you, in my space, in a stellar mode.
You are listening to the Mays Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mays Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis the Ruler. That is Interstellar by Lex. Hey man, Lex ain't gonna be coming in here like in some old like spacey clothes and rings and
Oh,
like,
big guy. He gonna be
then, so he ain't gonna come in like an I Dream of Genie had it searching for a way out. And does he know that if he gonna perform, that you know I'm probably gonna be singing back up, or I'm gonna grab a mic. In my own, I'm far from home, lost in space, in my zone. Hey. I'm gonna tell you what. I'm telling you, I'm gonna be like doo dee doo 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 dee doo doo doo. I might turn the lights out and make it be like the screens be like in the moon.
It's gonna be so funny.
It's gonna be funny, Riis. Come on, man! It's the morning show. He gonna be live at the.
He gonna be live, but it's like you just wait.
Oh Lord, I gotta Google him or something. Oh no. Okay, all right, man. It's all right. That's okay, though.
Good. It's just,
Uh-oh.
I'm just going to wait till you see it Friday.
Uh-oh.
I'll just go wait. Real cool guy. He's a real cool guy.
Okay, cool. It's the Mace Jackson Show. Oh, can I remind you all, tomorrow night, Carrie K. Steele having her kickoff fundraiser. Love to see all the black folks in the building. Y'all can go to Carrie for Assessor on social media. Tennille is posting the link. Buy a ticket, too. Y'all stop by. Y'all come through tomorrow. Carmine's. Let's turn out Rush Street. Right? Let's do our thing. I appreciate y'all. Support us like we support you. All right, Riis. Okay. Riis, what was the young lady's, let me back up. Have you heard the story about the McDonald's CEO, Riis? First of all, did you know that the international world headquarters for McDonald's is in Chicago? Did you know that, Riis?
Not at all.
You didn't know, like, the international...
Yeah, for McDonald's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know it's on Randolph.
Yeah.
And you know they got the international McDonald's where you can go and get anything, anything in the world. You can get, let me back up. You can get anything in the world from the McDonald's. But I don't know if you know, do you remember the murdering of Jaslyn Adams? Jaslyn Adams was the young girl who went to McDonald's, was killed in the drive-thru at McDonald's.
It's be so many. I need to know what, like,
what to say. When I said killed in the drive-thru, Jaslyn Adams, the 7-year-old girl who was shot in the McDonald's parking lot through the drive-thru. I don't know if you saw that the CEO of McDonald's, his name was Chris Kibzinski, wrote to the mayor in a text message. He said, "I have not walked in the shoes of Adam or Jaslyn." Oh, wait a minute. Let me say. He said both deaths were tragic, but then that in the end, the parents failed those kids, which is something I know you can't say, which is even harder to fix. So, Riis, I think we had a conversation about parenting in this situation. I think, matter of fact, we did a whole big old live broadcast about it, and we decided that we were not going to vilify the parents because of the life that they lived in the neighborhoods, etc. But we also had a problem with the white guy texting that to Mayor Lightfoot, talking about, basically he said that the kids didn't have no home training. I think that there was a split among black folks as to the role that the parents played in it. But I also think that the agreement that we all came to was, we know we got some issues going on in the neighborhood, but the white guy don't get to talk about it. And much less does the mayor get to kind of agree with them on it. Is that a fair understanding? Like, yeah, we know that there's probably some parental issues, but the CEO of McDonald's can't come out across the world and be like, and he didn't come across, he did it in private. But nowadays you can't text nobody in private because they're going to hack you and put your stuff out there. Well, Riis, he then offered an apology, and he said, "I have not walked," because remember the mom came out and said, "You do not know me. You don't know my family. You don't know what I've been through, what I live. You don't know what the challenges is that I have to live through trying to survive with my baby. How dare you come out and talk?" Now, this is the head of, I think they call that punching down, right? Dave Chappelle was talking about punching down. So he came out with a response that said, "I have not walked in the shoes of Adams or Jaslyn's family and so many others who are facing a very different reality. Not taking time to think about this from their viewpoint was wrong." You think that was a fair apology, Riis? Think that was good enough?
I mean, I think it was all right. I mean, but I guess it's because he said it, and black people don't want him saying it, but I mean, he was kind of honest, like the truth always, like the honest truth always hurts. I mean, like that's what he runs. Like he runs the McDonald's. So oh man, get your kids. Man, come out here and get your kids. They shooting up my place and everything. This is not what McDonald's is made for and everything. to the point where a 7-year-old now is killed, and now should we be worried about what he said more, or I think we worried about more of what he said than actually the 7-year-old getting killed.
Okay, that's Riis. Some days you are a millennial, and then some days
sound like my mom. You got some sense sometimes.
But you also sound like a conservative Republican sometimes.
Conservative Republican.
You do. Like, no, you do. I feel like, you voted for Trump.
I can see that.
Nah, I feel like, Riis, you would be the perfect type of person that the Republicans would love. Like, if you got rid of the shag, right, and you put on a suit, and you went into the Republican joint, they'd be trying to run you all around the place. I'm just telling you. I actually find that our millennials tend to think, black millennials tend to be way more pessimistic about the state of affairs, and they are a lot less willing to sugarcoat stuff, if that makes sense. Like, my daughter be like, man, ain't nobody trying to, these kids don't want no jobs because they 14 shooting. They ain't looking for no job. My daughter be straight.
That's the truth.
She be like, y'all running around here talking about all these jobs and trying to get these and job training. She like, that's a hustle, because the people that's doing the shooting are the 14 and 15-year-olds, and they don't even want no jobs. The people, they don't even want no jobs. So anyway, Riis, let me back up. So, I don't know if you heard, but yesterday, the CEO of McDonald's. Now, let's talk about one of the largest multi-billion-dollar McDonald's. The president of McDonald's almost has as much juice as the president of the United States. He can't launch no missiles, but he can crush, or, when I learned this, Riis, when I was working at Coca-Cola, that these multinational conglomerates that produce beef, real estate, like agriculture, like all of the stuff that they impact. Think about 1 billion served every year. How many cows, how many buns, think about the supply chain, the cars, the trucks, everything that they have control over. Riis, you threw my point off a little bit, but I'm going to rock with you. Riis, remember my concept of a sweet lick?
Yeah, sweet until it go bad.
So, I'm not going to even call the McDonald's CEO a sweet lick. I'm going to say that, I am going to say that he is a sweet lick. And we slept and missed an opportunity. There are very few times when you hit the chink in the armor of a multinational conglomerate CEO. Okay? Like, regardless of what we believe about the text, if you could imagine that arrow being shot at a giant that has armor everywhere on his body, and that arrow finds its way in between the cracks in the armor and is close to his heart. And if he moves the wrong way, he could bleed out. Riis, somebody recognized that this CEO was on the ropes, because right now the last thing you can afford to be done is called a racist. Now, it don't necessarily have to be a racist to black people. You could be a racist to people of color, which don't necessarily count us, and everybody's doing it. But Riis, this man is on the ropes. And black people in Chicago specifically have the opportunity to bring this head of a multi-billion-dollar corporation to a point of humility that he probably will never get again. Riis, you got a man who probably makes literally $20 million a year. A year. Riis, he'd do anything to save that job. You think? So imagine now you got him on the ropes. He is now internationally known, is concerned about internationally being known as a racist. And the largest markets are growing. The largest people of consumers of fast food is us. Hey, Riis, yesterday, that McDonald's CEO, chairman of multi-billion-dollar corporation, got a pass. Riis, he got a pass. Let me read this. Let me find the article because I want to read it to you. Because it says that, hold on, Cranes. I'm going to find it in Cranes because Cranes reported it. So, Riis, when these CEOs make these mistakes, there is a whole group of people that recognize that they will go as far as they have to not be labeled racist. You know how every time they catch somebody white doing something racist, and then like a preacher or somebody comes in and flies in and be like, I met with them and I talked to them and the Lord says that their heart is right and they didn't mean it, and then they be back within 5 years or 3 years or 2 years? Mm-hmm. Let me read this, what happened yesterday. McDonald's CEO meets with community leaders on South Side to repair image. Chief Executive Officer Chris Kempczynski met with community leaders from Chicago and across the state on Tuesday in a bid to repair his image in the company's home city after an early exchange with Mayor sparked calls for the board to terminate him. The in-person meeting, held at a Southside church, included more than 100 pastors and community leaders. Kempczynski apologized for his prior comments and talked about McDonald's role in local communities and the opportunity to make a positive difference. He pledged to work with community leaders and be involved, said Willie Wilson, a former McDonald's restaurant owner and current supplier who has also run for Chicago mayor. We felt he was genuine in what he had to say. Kempczynski, who has run McDonald's since 2019, has come under fire recently for text messaging comments he made earlier, casting blame on the parents after the shooting deaths of 2 children. He has since apologized, saying that his comments were wrong. Companies are increasingly struggling with issues of race, social justice, and inclusion in the wake of Black Lives Matter protests and racial reckoning in 2020. During the meeting, McDonald's CEO praised Black franchisees in Chicago who've been working with local ministries. He also discussed the company's decision to move from the suburbs to Chicago and McDonald's obligation to support change. A McDonald's representative declined to comment. Hey, Riis. So this multinational corporate CEO went to negotiate. Now, mind you, this is a dude that negotiates, that can change the stock market with a decision. This is a guy who has billions of real estate holdings across the country. This is a guy who controls a vast majority of the supply chain. Hey, Riis, who better to negotiate with than a bunch of preachers and community activists who think $1 million is a lot of money to a multi-billion-dollar corporation? So now let me back up. Whether you agree with the parenting or not comment, the fact of the matter is you now have a multi-billion-dollar CEO on the line, at the table. Here's a man who would probably never, ever be seen at a black church on the south side of Chicago in his daily travels. He got Negroes for that. But his whole livelihood is on the line. And so he meets with a group of Southside. Does this sound familiar? Does it sound? A group of Southside pastors and community activists will get together and decide that the McDonald's CEO of the multi-billion-dollar corporation gets a pass for what? Let me ask a question. Just bear with me for a second. Who is the we that felt I need to ask in the conversation, was there any discussion of better housing options for the mother of Jaslyn Adams who still has kids? Was there any discussion of long-term education for the rest of those children? Was there any discussion of the... Do y'all see... Remember, that this seems oddly very much along the same lines of Laquan McDonald's negotiation, where a group of... And you know, I'm going to have to call Dr. Wilson because I need to understand. But I got to understand who gave the pass, who were the community leaders, who picked the community leaders. Right? Like, if the McDonald's CEO want to talk to black people, did he come sit here? Did he explain himself to, or did people say, was there a rush to be the first ones to settle the deal so you could cut the deal first? Can somebody tell me what the McDonald's Corporation has done for the family that he slighted? Was Jaslyn Adams invited to the meeting? Who were these pastors that were assembled? What church? And who authorized them to make the deal? And what was the deal? Is that am I making sense here?
Yeah, but I got a question. So now you saying that, because of what he said, I mean, he just basically said get your kids. Get your kids. So now you asking about did he give money to a child family that passed away? Correct. Mm-hmm. And I'm asking you I don't want to. Come on, why?
So here's
because he just said
so. Riis,
he should be what about the people that actually did it?
Okay, so this is me. And there's two things that I would say, Riis. The first thing is, and this is about being on code. Right? So the first thing is, we understand that if this thing gets bigger, the shareholders, regardless of what we feel about it, he knows that he has to protect his job. You would never, me would never, all of these people who don't have access to McDonald's would never get access to this person. So we're not going to argue about how he got to the table. See, I think, and that's where we get sent off. We want to be fair. It ain't fair. Life ain't fair. So it's unfair. You said what was true, but you can't say it out loud. Dave Chappelle said what was fair, what was right, but he can't say it out loud. Now they trying to cancel. Right? It's just certain things you can't do. And when you in them spots, sorry, fool, you made a mistake. Your loss. Never let a good crisis go to waste. So let me say, let's stay on code. White boys say, my bad, you caught me. I'm in trouble. Obviously, if he didn't have to apologize for whatever reason, you think he would have been at a Southside church in front of a bunch of black preachers saying, I'm sorry? No, because he meant what he said. But something is compelling him to do that.
I mean, it's the media in the world that we live in today.
So now, I'm okay with that. Because that same media is the same media that kicks our ass all the time. So now you got one of the biggest white guys in the whole entire country on the ropes. And the black folks say, I'll save you first. Look, we could get out of this crisis because there was a deal negotiated. Be clear. And so if there's a deal negotiated that does not include the people who were offended, right? I'm not saying. So if Jaslyn Adams and what he said about Jaslyn Adams got the CEO to the table, and then everybody else is negotiating with the CEO to give you a pass for what you said to Jaslyn Adams, and you don't talk to Jaslyn Adams at all, what's your intent? See, our problem a lot of times is, and let me say goodbye to everybody from WBGX 1570 AM. I need for y'all, though, to get your tickets. Go to eventbrite.com, put in WIIFTBP, What's in it for the Black People Media Telethon, and get your tickets this Friday. Hey, it is the Mace Jackson Show. You said we got callers. I'll take the call. Call you on the Mace Jackson Show. What's up?
Hey, good morning, young man. How are you, sir?
Oh, is that Art? What's up, Art?
Absolutely, young man. I had to call in because I am so, to me, it's very ridiculous that we continue to minimize the lack of inappropriate parenting, a lack of parenting, a lack of community codes of conduct and family value system. And I wouldn't care what person said it. He could have been blue, white, green, yellow, orange, any color. At the end of the day, he was 100% correct. And we strain at a gnat and swallow a camel. And we spend more time being concerned about what white folks think from that perspective, that we don't focus on our only problem is the broken family. If we put back the black broken family, all, not some, all of our political, social, spiritual, economic problems will be solved. We don't want to put the energy in that because that will focus on us. And we prefer to focus on all the small things to take the light off the politicians and all the other people, and most of all, men and women who are responsible for taking care of your children. That brother was irresponsible. The mother was irresponsible. You knew what your boyfriend was involved in before you got pregnant. You knew what he was involved in when you brought your child in this world. And if you're going to hang around somebody that you know that's involved in crime and gang activity, you know you're taking a huge risk. So there is no excuse. So I wouldn't care what he said. He didn't have to apologize for anything. I didn't think it was racist at all. I didn't think because he was white, people feel he shouldn't have said nothing.
Okay.
Then these people should even capitalize. Now, this mother who father lost their child now is going to capitalize off of a social movement to benefit themselves, and other bloodsucker politicians and activists going to suck off of that so they can continue to enrich themselves off the life of a 7-year-old who didn't ask to be put in that position.
So, Art, so let me back up. I would say that we've all come to the agreement. Let me not say we've all come to the agreement. I think that one of the things I often say is that we have internal problems that can be exploited, that by the time we fix them, we won't have anything externally left. I think when we talk about community codes of conduct and codes, you use the moment or the opportunities that are presented. I do think we are hypercritical of ourselves and often think that we deserve what happens to us. Some maybe. But I would argue that if you have the McDonald's CEO on the mat,
that's the capitalist in you. But I feel you.
But I'm saying this: the cap. McDonald's is a cap. If McDonald's saw Burger King and they had a flaw, or if they had a mad cow disease, they're going to exploit it. And the problem that we have, and this is black people always want to be fair, right? We always, like, I can't, if $1 million is on the ground, if the opportunity to forge a relationship with a billionaire or a $1 billion, multi-billion-dollar corporation is there, he knows something that you don't. He not coming to that church on the south side if he don't know that the shareholder value is contingent upon this. So now I'm going to tell you, don't outsmart yourself. So do we take that tragedy and turn it into something big? Let me tell you what happened. Somebody took that tragedy and turned it into something small for themselves. Now, I'm going to play the Robin Hood game. I don't care if it's the sheriff of Nottingham and we broke his. If the sheriff of Nottingham slipped on a crack and it happened wrong, and he on the ground, guess what? We still running his pockets. We still running his pockets because he been robbing us forever. But here's what we do. We say, let's show him compassion. He ain't going to show you no compassion. None. And we think we get points for kicking our own ass when you got a guy. It's so crazy. These people been fighting with this Fight for 15 to get this dude to feed. They protesting all this stuff, right? McDonald shut them down, blah, 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 blah. We just saw McDonald's owners say, black McDonald owner franchisees saying that McDonald's screwed them over. Gave them the worst stores in the worst locations in this same company. But y'all forgot all of that. What he said, he did say it was all good. But again, because you so damn smart, you'll outsmart yourself. McDonald's got all types of black issues that they ain't never had to address. But now we got the smart people who want to say, oh, you're right, black people are the worst. Okay, I'll give it to you. But remember them black franchisees that you cared so much about? The ones that we run out, that we tried out in the front? That are telling you that I get treated like I've been treated unfairly in this same system? Oh, now y'all want to be on his side. Because your community code of conduct tells you that, man, we got a problem. He done screwed every black McDonald's owner. They ran the black CEO out of the company just 5 years ago. He should have said it. Like, let me tell y'all something. Some of y'all don't come to the negotiation with me. Don't come. Because understand that the opposite, the point of a negotiation is to win and bring something back. Y'all so busy you hope that your benevolence is going to yield you something from white people that don't care nothing about you.
You know, I understand you feel, you know, like it's the win that all means necessary, but sometimes I believe that we try to cripple ourselves to get reparations by any means necessary, that we try to find any scapegoat. You know, we look for a 7-year-old daughter.
He brought him. We didn't force him to the table. You know who forced him to the table? And this is why y'all got to understand business. The shareholders forced him to the table. He could lose his job over that regard because the white people don't care about fair. You know what they care about? Value. They care about shareholder investment. Right now, he is on this apology tour, not because he has some obligation to us. He is on this apology tour because the shareholders who buy those stocks, who look every day, say, bro, if you don't get this problem in order, you're a liability. We can always replace you. They protecting their reparations. And I'm saying, again, our desire as black people is to be fair because we have been treated unfairly. So we always run up to the front. So y'all will ignore 20 years of again, y'all got a current lawsuit. Right now, Byron Allen is suing McDonald's and this same exact CEO for racism. $5 billion lawsuit. And yo, y'all got him at the table, and the people that we let negotiate, didn't nobody call Byron Allen and say, hey, Byron, put us in on the class action suit. Now, y'all can call me a capitalist, but what the hell do you think McDonald's is?
A capitalist, for sure.
Yo people trying to get $15 an hour. You undercut your own power. That's crazy to me. That is, and it's like we rationalize it. Because we can compartmentalize. Why are we being so hard on him now? Dog, he crushing you everywhere else. Byron Allen published his $1 billion racial discrimination suit against McDonald, the chairman, and this chairman in the Wall Street Journal. I am telling y'all, we are letting an international opportunity be negotiated by 6-button suits. Like, was there a lawyer in the room? Like, we want to be so smart. We taking God in the room with the CEO of a multi-billion-dollar corporation, and God telling you this. Dylan Roof, y'all will forgive the mug before he even asks for forgiveness. Y'all went in and say, I bet you our Lions could get $1 million. They got billions. Did you make any new black franchisees? This is why I have. This is like my black problem. It's like when I say you go into war and you walk out the front door and you getting stabbed in the back before you can even get out the door. Like, hey, y'all, we can feast off of this. Don't nobody say, don't worry about the food that they're feeding in your neighborhoods. Don't worry that you the number one consumer of fast food. Like, let's protect his money. Let's protect them. I feel bad for him. Yo, cuz, it's like this. If you did me over here and you get yours over here, I really don't care because it's all going to balance out. We ain't going to never catch up. And I just got to ask, who gave the pass?
You just said it.
Does the preacher's pass count? See, here's my thing. Do y'all understand that what happens on Randolph reverberates around the world? Like, the CEO didn't invite you to his office. Can't have all the news up in here. Find me a church. Because guess what? There's a magic Negro conjurer somewhere that says, now this is what we got to do. I'm not surprised there ain't a picture of them laying hands on them. Ever notice when everybody get in trouble, all the preachers get together, it's a meeting, and then they like, I used to coordinate those. Multi-billion-dollar corporation. And if y'all are foolish enough to think that nobody saw that, I'm telling you, for the people, right? Like, I just said, get the girl, get the family in a better situation.
That's understandable, but
I'm saying that
people did what though?
But but hold on, when I was saying that, why should we do that? Because there was a deal done. And I'm saying, if there's gonna be a deal done, do right by the people. Y'all, like, you ever heard the statement, by hook or by crook? Mm-hmm. By hook or by crook? Uh-oh. I done offended somebody. I got a 312 coming. A 312. But no, I think it's fundamentally crazy that did anybody negotiate the construction contracts of the new McDonald's? Did we get a new law firm in? Are we going to have a new franchise agreement? Did anybody bring up the list of issues across McDonald's? Did y'all understand that with this whole thing, you could have negotiated to fight for 15 and put yourself in leverage with all of these unions that are fighting across the country?
Nope.
Like, who went to the table and said, so again, We busy being fair. You got the golden goose, you let it walk out for $1 million, if that was the case. And can I tell you something? My bet is that the people sometimes you don't understand what you got. Like, there's been numerous times when people will be put in a room and they think they getting the deal, but the real deal is the person who put the deal together. Maze Jackson Show. Let's go to the live lines. I blew through that break, but we're gonna talk to you anyway. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Who gave out the pass?
Maurice.
Maurice.
Yeah, hi. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good morning. Hey, you kind of Johnny come lately. It seems like. You got a direct line to Willie Wilson. This is something you should have been planning with Willie Wilson before they got to this stage.
Hold on.
So you can't.
Hold on. First, you tell me what I should do. I didn't know there was a meeting, and I wasn't. First of all, I haven't been part of the talk to the McDonald CEO game plan because that ain't been part of mine. I've been focused on what we gonna do with ourselves. But when I watch this happen, right, I say to myself, who organized this, and then who are the people that are organized or convened to be in that? I'm not tripping. I don't have to be at that. But who put that room together? And what was the outcome for this CEO? Go ahead.
Right. You said, well, this was a crisis in the making. I agree with you on a lot of things, not everything. It was a crisis in the making. You saw it started when certain people said what he said and he shouldn't have said. That was an opportunity to plan. I mean, if you want to play chess, then you need to learn how to play chess, brother. Because you come in Johnny come lately. Now, and then the second part, you don't even know what deal they made. I mean, you got to get the whole story.
Was you at the meeting? Were you at the meeting?
You weren't either.
I'm asking you, were you?
And neither was I.
So,
of course, I wasn't at the meeting, but I don't have a direct line to Willie like you do. So, you got to look up. I mean, that's a good brother right there. He is in the corporation of McDonald. I mean, it is what it is. You can't come after the deals they made and then complain about it. It was a crisis when he did what he did. It was, like you said, I don't always agree, take advantage of the crisis, but it was a crisis. And he was bumbling, and maybe at that time, that was when the planning should have been made to your people, to Willie, don't let this crisis go. At that time, but now they don't already say, so you can't get mad at them. I don't think you get mad at them because it ain't fair at this point.
I'm not concerned about what the preachers did. I'm more concerned about what happened and what is the outcome for the black folks that was involved in this. Here's my point.
I think that's what he was saying. I think he kind of said that Willie Wilson was there.
Willie Wilson orchestrated the
right.
Said that was the person they quoted in the meeting. Here go my thing. If that's happening, I'm calling you. Right? If you having a meeting, I don't know if you having a secret meeting. And quite frankly, that wouldn't have been my approach. But at the point in which I know that that's gonna happen, who else in the black community knew? I read about it in Cranes. There's a reason why let me be clear. There's a reason why I get invited to meetings, and there's a reason why I don't get invited to meetings. And I'm not concerned about the inviting to the meeting. I think that you have to. Who answers the question? So is the McDonald's CEO going to be marched out in front of us and be like, it's all good? And if it is, what's the terms of the deal? Like, my premise is, I don't know what the deal is, so don't let it be reported in Cranes, black people. Don't let us read about you had a meeting with the CEO in Cranes. Tell us before you're going in. Call up. Maze Jackson Show. Caller, you on the Mace Jackson Show?
Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm sorry about that. Good morning, my son. I'm between the news and listening to you, but I just had to call you this morning. This is Sister Zakiya.
Hey, Sister Zakiya.
You are, listen, I'm boiling because you're so on point. White big shots know who to come to in the community when they're in trouble in order to save face and get sympathy and ultimately their positions, because, you know, the preachers have these big congregations. The Christians love everybody, and they forgive you right away. You don't even have to ask for it. They're ready to forgive you. Now, I'm telling you this because I was involved in a case similar to this. It's the same thing happened with the Leonard Clark and the Caruso case. The father Caruso sat with the preachers, big-time preachers, whom I loved and respected at that time before they start going over with the enemy. They and the sellouts, the preachers and the sellouts sat with the Leonard Clark, the Caruso father, to keep his son from going to prison, of course, for stomping Leonard Clark's head into the pavement. The preachers supported this man. The sellouts supported this man. He knew the people to go to get help in the community. Preachers. The same thing with that hockey star, that young man, that hockey star. He was very young during that time. He had insulted a sister up in the stand, and you might remember this. You might have been too young, I don't know. But he insulted a sister up in the stand, and she was defending herself, and it got out of hand. He brought his son on Cliff Kelly's show one morning for us to give his son sympathy, and we lit him up. We lit him up. How dare you come on here thinking you can take advantage of black people's sympathy when your son was in the wrong? But white people do that because preachers will sit with them and they will forgive. And you know what? There's always something in it for them. You understand? But not the community. This was a perfect example, was the Leonard Clark case and the Caruso case. I hope they make a movie out of that case one day, because I'm telling you, that's what I really learned about black people and how they can be bought. I'm telling you, the preachers, they got to stop.
So I guess, thank you, Sister Zakiya. It's so, you know, I think we gotta really think about our strategy. You know, I feel like, you know, I'm gonna tell you, the caller right before that, he bothered me just a touch. Just a touch. But part of it is because there is no structure, there is no order. Right? So anybody can, at any point, decide that they are the forgiving apparatus or organization. And really the first one to the table wins. So, to me, what happened, and we talk about this, is the same thing that I talk about with J.B. Pritzker and with black folks, in that we're going to rush to the, how do I put this? We go cheap. And so may I ask a question? And maybe I just sent Willie Wilson a text and asked him, could he call in? Because I do want to talk to him about it, right? So I sent him a text to talk about what happened with the McDonald CEO. is there a process? Like, this seems very much. Well, let me back up. Should the McDonald's CEO even be worried about what black people think in this situation? Like, I mean, according to our callers, he told the truth. He should be able to say it. He shouldn't have to pay a price for it. And by default, should we stand down? Or do you use the opportunity that you have where you brought one of the most powerful men to the table, in the country to the table, and you cut a bigger deal? You hold them to account on all of these corporations' commitment post George Floyd. And a big challenge that we have is that we don't communicate with each other. So if you know that there's going to be a meeting with the CEO of McDonald's, wouldn't it almost behoove you to have all of the people that could potentially... Because see, what'll happen is, if nobody says anything, he think he good. Maybe he is good. Is the CEO of McDonald's good? Should we even be talking about this? Is it even a point? Is there any respect that should have to come through the black community? And is there a process? So my man said, Maze, you Johnny come lately. Okay. Let me say it's Johnny come lately. So is there a process that someone goes through? Well, who gets to call it? Do they get to pray? Is it a preacher? What is the vehicle through which proactively a pass could come? Like, so is it that Willie Wilson brings it to a group of black folks? And Willie Wilson is escorting them to the people and they say, yeah? Or can somebody just say, you know what? We absolve you of whatever offense that you have. And I'm black enough to do it. I don't know. You know, I feel like there used to be a time when people had to check in. And they ain't even had to do nothing to be offensive. They just had to come to town. And somebody be at them like, yo, this how I go in the city. But I guess this the same group that said cannabis, let the white boys have cannabis for free too. I mean, the law did say that they could do it. Like, the law has been used to practice and justify what they do to us to exclude us. And we defending that same law. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. Riis, you giving me the alpha sign, or as you telling me you got phone calls? We got phone calls? Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show.
Well, good morning, Maze, Riis. Where's Ruthie Mo at?
Hey, man, she practicing for the battle. She getting ready. She getting battle ready because she finna tear you up on the stage live on Friday.
And don't be trying to get her 3 slushies first.
Right, you don't be trying to get her drink them slushies. Trying to get her slurring. Yeah, we watching you, Ty. We watching you.
Listen here, bro. Listen here, Maze, real quick, man, and I don't want to waste my time on this. I want to be able to be as succinct as possible when I want to say, man. We went out there, stood on that McDonald's CEO in front of that, the one on Randolph, the headquarters, and the fact that these black pastors, these politicians, and the Willie Wilsons think that they continue to speak for us, bro, is unacceptable. And I've said it before. I've told y'all before. These individuals don't come out. When black men and women are dying and children are dying in the city, we out here in these streets fighting, grinding, standing at gas stations, bro, late at night, bro, walking women home, and they'll tell you, driving women home from bus stops as an organization, and then these guys don't contribute nothing to our community, to the cause, to development, and to the blight of our community, bro. But yet they think they can stand in our place, in our stead, and continue to talk and speak for us when they've already sold our community out 10 times over. Bro, this is the crux of all, and I'm gonna show the McDonald CEO that they don't speak for us. They are not our leaders. These people have long been sellouts, and we continue to support them. These individual pastors and politicians to do stuff like that, to hide in the back rooms and make backroom deals and hide behind the doors in churches, using churches as money-changing institutions and debauchery is a no-no. None of them should ever be allowed to walk in our community. Now, I said Willie Wilson, too. This is a shame, man. I'm telling you, it keep going and keep happening. You'll be talking about this again. We just had that same situation with Reverend Hunter. I'm just telling you, we watching these people. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. That's why I said this seems to be the same situation where the first one in front sends the letter and says, okay, the black people is cool, and then it goes away. Can I say this, Ty? I don't know that we necessarily, I'm a different kind of animal than you, right? So I understand we got different roles. But I would say, Ty, that before we snap on anybody, I would suggest that we should organize a meeting. Like, just like calm, cool, collected, like, and just get an understanding, right, with people. Like, because this McDonald CEO and this whole preacher thing, like, I feel like some of this stuff is like being in Groundhog Day, right, where we've seen people do these same actions. I think we got to take a different approach, and I think we got to make the people on our side who are going up, before we get to the McDonald's CEO, help the people on our side of the line say, man, if you ain't talked to none of our generation, right? And I don't know who that is yet, right? And that's something that we all need to be talking about. But they can't, that's not the vouch. They need to come to whoever we determine in the future is heading us forward. So now if you want to, Mr. Dr. Wilson, respect to Dr. Wilson, if you want to take this CEO by the hand, then you got to take this CEO by the hand, and you got to bring them to the ex-offender community. You got to bring them to the business community. You got to bring them to all of these people. And after all them people have said, okay, here is your penance, then you come back. But I don't know that we allow these people, like Reverend Hunter has been allowed, no diss, but has been allowed to be pushed to the front because there's nobody. We allow them to take those spaces because, for me, I don't want to embarrass another brother in the space. So instead of going in and kicking in their door, can we meet with them first?
I agree with you.
Go ahead.
No, I agree with you first. Hey, I leave it to you. Make it happen. If you can make it happen, because they're not going to accept my call, man. One thing for sure, they're not going to accept my call. Or another thing we may have to do, hey, I'm going to embarrass them outside his penthouse. You want to play games, we'll be outside your penthouse for a whole week, letting the white folks know you're a tap dancing Negro. You don't speak for us. You're not going to be able, and every time your car move, wherever you show up, we're going to be there with our bullhorn. Say, listen here, tap dancer. Go on back where you came from and do master's bidding, because we're not listening to you no more. We don't believe in you. You are enemy to our community. They're going to see. That's what we're going to have to start doing, catching them downtown at the restaurant and just walking in and saying, House Negro, get on. We're going to follow you everywhere you go. And you can't run from being a tap dancer for these people. And we're going to let you know. So sometimes these people being embarrassed by white folks is the only thing they get and understand. And we want these pastors and politics, the pastors, to also know you're not safe. God in the church can't save you from disrespecting our people, our community, and selling us out while these little homies out here starving, dying, and you politicking with these. We're going to start driving these little homies in the streets to say, these churches on your block, while you starving and doing all of that, we're going to point the finger in the right direction. They have all the wealth and resources that in the world, but yet they do nothing for the build your skills, your talent. And then we sitting here talking about a closed school, a CVS, a vocational school, and I ain't heard nothing from them Negroes.
You know what? And Ty, I'm going to stop you on that because Riis got his whole impression ready for a Friday. Hey, look, hold on. I got a guest on hold, so I'm going to take this last caller, and then we are going to go to Dr. Lakshmi Emory, because we're going to be talking about the shot, man. I wanted to talk to a real doctor about the shot. So we'll be talking to her as soon as I take this last call. It's the Mace Jackson Show.
Uncle Rosie.
Uncle Rosie.
Hi, thank you. Hey, Brother Mace. I have 3 points I want to make, and I hope I can. Seldom I get to them. But let me start off as a peel on my head. That young man who called and spoke to you about chess. Number one is, if he had any knowledge about chess, he would be playing his own game. Not coming to the show trying to tell you how to do what you do. And you trying to be you. And secondly, you're one of my champions. And I think that you're absolutely on point, because we cannot keep playing the same game expecting a change. These gatekeepers they know no other way. You can't really blame them, because through the elevation, they elevated to that game. But what you're saying is, look, we can't keep doing what we used to do and expect this thing to play different. Now, before it was black and white. We had time and space. But now there's another element in the game. There is a people of color, and we have to up our game. So number one, Maze, is the third one. I'm not going to take any more time. But look, you do what you do, because, like you say, I respect. I love. What's his name? I can't think. Get old. The Reverend, and I think his heart is well intent. Huh?
Reverend Hunter.
What's his name?
Mm-hmm.
You don't know the other one, the singing, the millionaire. The millionaire. What's his name?
It's a bunch of them. Horace Grant, Horace Smith.
The one that ran for office. The one who called the McDonald's got in.
Oh, Willie Wilson.
Well, anyway, Willie Wilson. That's what I'm trying to say. I believe that Brother Willie Wilson wants to do the right thing, but I think that those who have heard what you said say maybe now have cause to rethink. Maybe with all our good intent, this wasn't the best way. Or maybe, yes, it's okay, we did this. Now, what's the next step? Now that we know the group, because everybody got to have a mentor, and everybody got somebody, a gatekeeper, to let them in and open the door. So maybe this is Willie Wilson's connect. But can we use Willie Wilson's connect to institute a revolutionary change by wisdom, smartness? And I think you're dead on target. And I don't do well like this. I do much better and perfect with talking to people.
So you got to come on out So Uncle Rosie, I got to stop you, because you got to come on out. Come kick it with us on Friday, man. Come on out. Get your ticket. Come on out and support us.
I'm going to be outside. If God willing, the 11 on B-Bay over on 51st off on the Dan Ryan, right?
55th and the Dan Ryan. We got parking and everything. We got seats. You come on and kick it with us, all right? No, Friday.
Okay, baby.
Friday.
Love you.
Love you too. All right, y'all. Look, y'all. Thank you, Dr. Uncle Rosie. All right, y'all. This is the Mace Jackson Show. Look, we got to take a quick break. I got to catch my breath. And then when we come back, we are going to be talking to Dr. Emory. Now, look, y'all. They done talked about they got a COVID pill, a COVID shot, a COVID double shot. We got Thanksgiving. They got travel advisories, all of that. Plus, it's flu season. So I'm trying to figure out what we going to do here. I got trust issues. Now, I will tell y'all I'm fully vaccinated, and I probably am going to get the booster. But I know that a lot of us are skeptical about the shot, the jab. And so when we come back, I decided instead of talking about it, I was going to be about it. That's Carrie's line. But instead of talking about it, I was going to be about it. And so we have Dr. Lakshmi Emory here today, and she'll be talking to us about the shot. So, Riis, we're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we'll talk to the doctor is in the house. Well, actually, she's live on Switcher Studio, but we're going to get it all together. We'll be back after these messages.
The Mace Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
WIIFTBP.
Shop at Black-owned and operated Solo Beauty, where you are appreciated and respected. Located at 8158 South Cottage Grove, Solo Beauty can supply all of your black hair care needs. Solo Beauty is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., Tuesday through Saturday.
What's up, everybody? It's the green side of things. It's your man Sadiq.
And Cassiopeia.
And we need you to like,
comment,
and share. We need you to do it right now and join us at our new day and time, Wednesdays
from 1 to 3 p.m.
on What's in It for the Black People Media.
Today, the Biden administration is releasing what it calls a new strategy to fight domestic terrorism. Following a 100-day review, federal officials are now laying out a new plan hoping to deter, detect, and prosecute domestic terror.
They went to the Capitol waving their flags and looking for smoke. He was out there looking for justice. They was over there looking for votes. Ashley Babbitt was with him and told all the people that nothing could stop us. She climbed through the Capitol window, breached security, and called a shot, bro. The media say she a veteran. They paint the picture to make her look greater, but she disrespected the same country that she served. That makes her a traitor. They was fighting police, resisting arrest. On God, I couldn't believe it. I guess blue lives only tend to really matter when it's convenient. Hey,
you are tuned into the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. And hey, y'all, I didn't realize that my guest only had a 10-minute window. So I'm going to apologize rapidly. And we're going to jump right into this interview. Hey, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. And live on the line, I have Dr. And I want to make sure I'm saying this right. Sure. Lakshmi Emory? Did I get me right?
It's 2 syllables. Lakshmi.
Okay, I could do that. Dr. Lakshmi Emory.
Yes.
And you are with AE Aetna Better Health of Illinois. Talk to us a little bit about what is that and what does that mean?
So I'm actually the Chief Medical Officer of Aetna Better Health of Illinois, which is one of the health plans that serve Medicaid members throughout the state. So we serve about 400,000 members, mostly people who are eligible for Medicaid.
So wait, Chief Medical Officer. So does that mean you like the head doctor in charge?
Yes, it does.
Oh, so we got the big Willie on the line. All right, so Dr. Emory, talk to me about the shot, the jab, the vaccination.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you that we hear so much about vaccine hesitancy, and we hear so much about our community. And when I say our community, I'm talking about Black folks specifically, have a mistrust or tend to be one of the lower vaccinated populations. Actually, it's one of the places where we come in common with the Trumpsters. Talk to me about what is going on and this lack of trust regarding the vaccine. Because when I was a kid, everybody had to get shots.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Well, I think it's not so much that there's a lack of trust. I think it's a matter of confidence, confidence in the vaccine. A lot of people point to the fact that the vaccine was made relatively quickly. And the reason for that was because we're in a pandemic. So we were trying to find something to help to slow this pandemic, to stop this pandemic quickly. But the thing is that this vaccine, the COVID-19 vaccine, went through all the same levels of approval and testing that every other vaccine has gone through throughout, the course of history. It was just a faster process, but it is safe. And so a lot of people are concerned, is it safe? Millions of people have taken it with very little side effects. It is safe. And now it's been approved for younger children. So children 5 to 11, just a few weeks ago. And so it's really important that we embrace this because our community is being impacted by the virus itself more than other communities. We've had more hospitalizations, more deaths, unfortunately, than a lot of other communities. And some of that is because of this hesitancy to take the vaccine. So I think we just need to really, look at each other, look at those of us who've been vaccinated. We're fine. We're doing well. We've been safe. We haven't, gotten COVID. We haven't been hospitalized. And we should just, know that it is safe and that we should all be vaccinated.
Okay, so let me ask a question. One of the things that I wonder about with the vaccine that I get hit with so many times is a lack of trust in government as well. And one of the things that people refer back to me is oftentimes the Tuskegee experiment. And because it has disproportionately impacted Black folks, people are always saying, we can't trust the government in this space. Now, I've said, if the white folks is taking it, I don't want to wait till the end. I want the one the white folks is taking because they're going to make up a different version. But how do we overcome those type of mistrust when we know that the government hasn't sometimes been challenged for us?
Right. And one of the things that we have to understand about the whole Tuskegee experiment thing was it wasn't that those men were injected with anything. So a lot of people say, oh, they're going to inject you with something. That's not true. Even in Tuskegee, they were not injected with anything. Unfortunately, they weren't treated for a pre-existing syphilis infection. And so, I think it's important that we understand history, that we recognize there were injustices, and that we move forward from that, and we don't sort of shoot ourselves in the foot by pointing to that as being the reason that we're not going to protect ourselves from this terrible virus.
So, Doc, the holidays are coming. People are about to jump on planes. Family members are coming. They got this new booster. They're talking about pills. Plus, then the flu shot. Now, I'm going to tell you, I have avoided the flu shot like the plague. And but I am concerned with all of these medicines. What do we need to do to protect our families during this holiday season?
So first of all, you of course want to be vaccinated yourself. Your family, everyone who's eligible should be vaccinated. So now that's everybody 5 and up. In terms of the booster, right now the eligibility is for people 65 and older, and then people 18 and up who have underlying conditions. One of those conditions is being overweight or obese, which a majority of the population is anyway. So a lot of people are eligible right now for the booster. I think in a few days, potentially at the end of the week, we may hear that everyone who was vaccinated earlier on will be eligible for the booster. In terms of traveling and seeing family who you haven't seen, some of us haven't seen each other in 2 years. And so I know a lot of people are anxious to see their family members. We just want to be smart about it. So you want to know the vaccine status of those who you're going to visit. You want to make sure that everyone, was vaccinated if you're going to be in close contact. And then the other thing is, because it's getting colder, we're going to be inside. So if possible, if you're not sure of the vaccine status of someone, you want to wear a mask, continue to wear a mask around them. And also you want to continue to wash hands, all of those precautions that we've, really done throughout the pandemic, we want to continue. And just, be careful. Of course, if people are vaccinated, if you're sure that they're vaccinated, if they've had their booster, you can feel safe, being around those people indoors. But you just want to be careful about it.
What if they tell us they're immunized?
Like you can ask for proof. You can say, "Let me see your card."
What man? What you think I'm gonna ask my mama for a card? I don't get no type of hand.
I would hope your mama wouldn't lie to you, but
no, my mom. No, I would do everything I could to protect my family. And so, Doc, I know you got to get out of here. So my last question for you is, have we reached herd immunity yet? Because it seems like everywhere I go, if we haven't reached it, we show acting like it.
Yeah, I would agree with you. Some places they act like there is no pandemic, but no, unfortunately, we have not yet reached herd immunity. And the sort of monkey wrench that was thrown into that was the Delta variant. When that came, we really saw that we had to reach even higher numbers of people being vaccinated to reach herd immunity. So at this point, about 70% of the country is vaccinated, but it's not quite enough. We need to keep on going. If we can get to 90%, we could be very comfortable, and we're not there yet. So we need to continue to ask that everyone get vaccinated, make sure your family's vaccinated and protected against this virus.
Hey, Doc, I just want to tell you thank you for coming on. We like to have you back because I think as we get into holiday season, there are going to continue to be questions. I am going to tell you that I get bombarded in my inbox. If I say one thing about the vaccination good, then I get 3 million emails or texts saying you trying to sabotage our people. And if I if I say something like if I express some regret, then you can be canceled. Sure. But what I want to do is make sure that we are giving our people the most accurate information. One of the things that I am concerned about as I watch the outreach programs is that this has become almost a government welfare program, and let me not call it a government welfare program. What I'm going to say is that we've done a lot with big stuff, but we haven't drilled down to the influencers that really people trust. And I think that that's where you're going to start seeing a lot more peer-to-peer. And so what we want to do, Doc, is just make sure that we are giving our people the best information possible. So we'd love to have you back at some point in the holiday season, if you can fit us into your busy schedule, because since you are the chief medical officer, which means you are the head medical officer in charge, hey, look, we want to celebrate you too for that, because it is key to have black folks in positions like chief medical officer in places where there are so many of our people who depend on the services that you provide. So I just want to say thanks for taking time out today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
All righty. We will talk to you next time. I will talk to Bashonda, and we will try and get you back here in the holiday season so we can make sure that people are doing what they need to be prepared and be safe for the holiday season. Thanks for being with us, Doc. We appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you. Sounds good.
All right. Talk to you later. Hey, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. I'm trying to get Willie Wilson on the live line. He has called. He called. So I'm trying to get him to call. So Riis, be on. Oh, dang, he going into a meeting.
I was just going to tell you that when he called, anytime he call your phone, we can always just Bluetooth it to the rogue. So
oh, dang.
Anytime like somebody just like call your phone and they don't have to call because boom, you can just have them call straight in to your phone. I Bluetooth them and then they can hear it just like that.
Okay. I'm gonna see. Can you come in? I'm gonna ask him. Can he come in, or can you call us tomorrow? Call
or come in
us. Call or come in tomorrow.
And talk to the black people.
McDonald's. Okay. So here's this. Can I say this? I lived through the era of exposing the black people. And I don't know that, hear me out, I don't know that publicly embarrassing the black people works because they become immune to it. Riis, if you know you're going to get your ass kicked every day, no matter what you do, you just going to work around it. You're going to find you a new route and you're going to keep on doing what you do. I think it's important that we, as black men and women, even by segment, determine who are going to be those credible voices at the table. See, I'm not gonna push back on my man who kind of offended me earlier. It goes back to the point of me saying that for the last 5 or 6 years, I have really sat back because I did not want to try and put or push in my influence for fear of somebody being like, who doesn't think he is? But proactively, there needs to be a table. There needs to be a convening of black people who have spheres of influence and trust, who have not violated the people's trust. And I think that there should be someone. Let's call Willie Wilson right now. Riis, you here? I'm gonna call him right now. And you gonna Bluetooth my phone in?
Wait, do it now. So
let me give you the number. Let me give you the number, and you can call it from the. Or how do I do it?
No, I just now go to the Bluetooth like you Bluetooth, and I just did it now. Go to the Bluetooth like you go to your settings, Bluetooth, and then like you know how you can search. It should be at the bottom, bottom, Roll Pro, because you never connected it before.
Settings. Go to Bluetooth.
Bluetooth. You see how it says? You see how it says?
Rodecaster Pro.
Yep. Hit it. I'll let you know you connected to it.
Okay.
Now you can call him.
Let me call him right now.
And then you know how you can do like speaker and stuff. Make sure that your audio is set to.
I got it. It's the Maze Jackson Show, y'all. We're gonna talk to Dr. Willie Wilson. This is us calling him right now. Live.
Dr. Jackson.
Hey, Dr. Wilson, how you doing, Dr. Wilson?
Man, I ain't heard from you, 2 or 3 years, man?
That ain't you, Dr. Wilson. I called you. You told me you was traveling the world. So, Dr. Wilson, I want to make sure that I don't want to sandbag you. I just want to make sure you know you are live on the air with the black community, the What's in It for the Black People audience. First of all, let me say, Dr. Wilson, thank you for taking my call, and thank you for can I tell you what? There's never been a time when I reached out to Dr. Wilson, called him or hit him up, or been in a time of need, and Dr. Wilson has not stepped up, right? Like if I need something, I can call them. So I want to make sure. And Dr. Wilson, you know, I tell you when I'm a little bothered. And so I'm a little bothered. Right. I'm a little bothered about this CEO of McDonald's thing. Dr. Wilson, can you tell me how y'all gave him a pass, and what did he get a pass from, and did we get anything out the deal? Talk to me, Dr. Wilson, because you know the black people trust you. So I gotta hear you. Talk to me.
All right. Well, listen. Matter of fact, when things happened, Chris called me, which is the CEO of McDonald's there, of course. And I've been, McDonald's for a long time, and so he asked to come by, and we accommodated. He wanted to come by one of our meeting that we was having, and make some comments and try to express his. He apologized for what he said, what he done, and my comment with him was that, look, you apologize for it. I said the biggest thing I'm concerned is that making sure that the African American community can get parity, equal opportunity in contracts and jobs and things of that nature. Are you willing to do some of that nature and kind of fix things and make it right? And he said, well, yeah. He said, I apologized already to the families. I said, well, they accept your apology, so I have to, pretty much that's that. And I said, but my interest at this point in time would be to make sure that you can make sure that we can get parity from equality from A to Z within McDonald's. And he spoke and said that. And I said, well, you want to come by and a meeting and talk to some of the minister and make your case there. So we was happen to have a meeting with around about 150, 200 pastors yesterday. And that was a follow-up from last week that we had it in Springfield. And so he came by and he spoke. And he apologized and said that he wanted to do the right thing by the community which is served. And I mentioned to him also, I said, well, that should be measured by the consumer market in terms of what the African American community, particularly in this case here, the black community, spend dollars with McDonald's. You should try to reach those numbers in terms of parity and put a plan together and make it work. So that's what I said. That was exactly pretty much all I said, and he talked for about 15 to 20 minutes. And I must say that he seemed literally genuine, and I would say to my perception, that is, as I sent the email about, to my perception that I think he meant it. Now, whether he's going to do it or not, we're supposed to have a follow-up meeting, and I asked him we need to put a committee together so we can sit and talk and start working a plan. I said that should involve the community along with the whole 9 yards of everybody. I said it's a small committee, and let's put the plan together and let's go to work on it. And so I'm looking forward for them to get back with me and to put those plans together and sit down and come up with the idea of what he should be trying to work on. And that's pretty much what I think that. I mean, the family accept his apology. If we talk, I was talking contracts and jobs and parity and equality because I think that that's what it's going to take to make it right with in terms of the consumer, black consumer market, that is, to put back into the community what the community gives you.
Hey, Dr. Wilson, what made him, what do you think is the driving factor for him trying to apologize? Did he feel like, what do you think he said wrong?
Well, see, I think he really meant it. He said that with compassion yesterday, that you had 150 to 200 minutes in there. I think he just, talked and said things, not thinking what he's saying, and came out and did it. And I'd say this too: a lot of the corporation around the country say things that they don't have the slightest idea of what the African American community is going through. You know, and sometimes it's innocent, sometimes it's not innocent. You know.
Well, he was talking to, but Dr. Wilson, he was talking to Lori Lightfoot, who has proven time and time again that she identifies with white men more than she does anybody black. Look, I don't doubt about that at all, but I know what I went through with her, you know. but nevertheless, I talk about my experience that McDonald's been good to me now. Okay, I had no money when I got in, and they got me into the system of suppliers, and I've asked them for numbers of different things for the African American community, and they'll help out there. For me personally, that is, you know. And then so that was that, you know. And then last one, Doc, because I know you. First of all, let me just say this to y'all again, Dr. Wilson, and I got to do this for real. Dr. Wilson has helped me when I was in some trouble. And still didn't, and I'd be like, Dr. Wilson is on my list. And he'd be like, Brother Jackson, I don't want you to treat me no different. I want you to be straight up with me and do your thing. So, Doc, I gotta tell you, my concern, and because you won every black ward.
Yeah.
Your vouch, particularly, and then you give away so much to black folks. I'm concerned that when you put your blessing, your vouch on a guy like that he might feel like he's done. He don't have to do nothing else. And I feel like my biggest concern is, Dr. Wilson, is that he leverages your personal understanding and relationship with McDonald's to present an image to the world that he got a pass. And that's my biggest concern because, again, white folks will take your words and be like, Dr. Wilson said I'm straight. And you know your name is good all over the neighborhood. So I'm concerned about him. And when we got a multi-billionaire, you gave him the letter and the approval before we got the contract back for them. And you know how these white folks do with these contracts, Dr. Wilson.
Yeah. And look, I mentioned to Chris with this. These are God knows these were my words. As Chris, you know, I said, I want nothing out of this at all. I don't ask for nothing for myself, but I do ask for the community. You know, I want the McDonald's to improve in terms of parity and equality for the community. And I told him point blank that was that. And I said, we've been something too long out here doing things. And so I don't know if he's going to hold his word or not, but he said he would. And I just always take people at their word until they prove differently. Now, a lot of white corporations have not done that. And I understand that whole situation out here. Just as Chris, being white, have not, given his word. Well, and there is also African American do the same thing, and I know kind of both sides of it. But I'd say this. My only interest, and all my interest ever will be, is the African American community in terms of as related to parity within this particular company, McDonald's. I wish all of them would get together, but that's my own interest, and I have to speak the truth. What as I know it in terms of my experience out here, and so if he's going to do that whole thing the right way, then I will welcome it if he could put things together and help from a social and economically way of speaking that help the African American community to get what is due back to them for so many years that we've been patronized at McDonald's.
Dr. Wilson, last one, because I definitely know you got to get up out of here, and I want to again thank you for your time to calling us back. I guess my thing with this CEO is we know that McDonald's has got some black issues right now. Right, we know that Byron Allen's got $1 billion lawsuit. We've seen a lot of these black owner operators saying that McDonald's has treated them in an unfair, improper way and giving them the worst scores. So I would hope that in this process, Dr. Wilson, that you would use this leverage that you have to fight, because I know the regular guy in the fight for 15 is one thing, but McDonald's is having a fight with black people over parity and equity. And I think you, sir, are in a position, because Chris called you, so I think you're in a position to be one of the biggest power brokers in the country right now. And so please don't let that opportunity come. And if there is an opportunity for us to, put a little arm on that guy, let us know, because we got some guys that want to talk to him a little bit. They operate in Chicago. They got to do a lot better. Dr. Wilson, let me tell you what, and this to everybody on the line and everybody listening. Dr. Wilson has not ever not returned my call, has never not looked me dead in the eye and said what he thought, whether we agreed or disagreed. Dr. Wilson was one of the very first people to come to WIIFTBP Media and help us get on the air advertising the whole thing. So, Doc, I'm going to always make sure we have a dialogue, right? You can always pick up the phone. It was funny because I was talking this morning and somebody said, you got a relationship with Dr. Wilson? Call him. So I picked up the phone and called you. I was like, he ain't called me. 2.2 seconds later, he on the live line. So, Dr. Wilson, let's you my man, right? I just don't. Here's what I want to do. I want to make sure that we can convene and converse and then come together with a decision. And Dr. Wilson, recognizing your space in this place, I just want to make sure that we don't let these white folks put us against each other. That's all.
Well, no, I would not do that. And I welcome also, Brother Mays, to give me some input as we move along with this dialogue, some input. What do you want for the community? Because what I want for them may be a little different than somebody else.
That's because you rich, Dr. Wilson. You rich. I would do it like Rick James said, I'm rich. So, Dr. Wilson, you know that you operate in rare air, right? And I think some of the times you gotta make sure that you get the input of the people on the ground so that they. I don't never want to see nobody on the ground talking about Dr. Wilson, because, Doc, you have put your money and your mouth, your time, and your talent into our community, giving away more money than almost any black person that I know without a request for a return. So I know Christmas time coming up, so you're going to be putting stuff under people's trees and all that stuff. So I just want to make sure we all stay on the same page. Dr. Wilson, go ahead to your meeting. I appreciate you calling. Hey, can I tell you? Oh, Dr. Wilson, we'd like to invite you to the telethon. I don't know if you know, but on Friday, we are broadcasting live for 6 hours because we are trying to raise our own money to do What's in It for the Black People billboards around the city. The other thing is, my wife is running for Cook County Assessor. So I need for you to be with her, too. All right, y'all. Dr. Wilson, you got anything you want to say to the people before you go?
Well, yeah. Look. Count me in on your Renaissance Friday, number one.
Okay.
And I'll tell you right now, I wholeheartedly support your wife. Y'all just haven't asked me, but I wholeheartedly support her.
Let me tell you what, she get ready to call you today. She calling you today. And when Dr. Wilson, you know what kind of stuff. Hey, Dr. Wilson, I seen how you support people when you like them. So I want some of that support. Hey, y'all, all the time it is Dr. Willie Wilson on the live line. Dr. Wilson, I will reach out to you, but we want you to stop by to our live telethon. The people always love when you come in the building. It is the Mace Jackson Show. Thank you, Dr. Wilson, for being with us today.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Hey, y'all.
All right.
This is the Mace Jackson Show. Look, we can get him on the phone. Right Riis, we can get him on the phone.
I'm trying to find a pen and paper. Tell him to come to the Final Friday.
Dr. Wilson said, I ain't scared of you, Mom.
He said he'll be there.
Dr. Wilson was like, hey, what you... He said, you talking smack? Hold my cheeseburger. Hey, y'all. Good show today? What you think? I thought it was a good show.
Man, it was real. It was real. And you know what? The show's always good when half the stuff is left on the paper, because we still miss. Like, people don't even know that sometimes we don't even be getting through everything on the paper. Like,
I don't even be like, once one of them be hitting, and usually at one it'd be like, take this bad boy, and you'd be like, I bet you if I went to my papers through the whole week, I could probably put a whole show together.
Also together some stuff that
I just didn't do, that I didn't even do. All right, y'all, this is the Mace Jackson Show. one day we're gonna be like huge when people be like, "What you say?" I'm gonna be called. Look, I'm gonna be like Michael Jordan. Gonna be like, "What you say, Ru?" I'm like, Mike, Scotty wasn't nuts.
I got your number, man. You know I got your number. I'm watching the show.
I'm watching you right now. All right, y'all. So, couple things. Real quick, I need for you all. Tennille said y'all gonna be drinking lemon water and having Dunkin' Donut munchkin holes if y'all don't buy these tickets. She has cut me off from all my expending until we buy the tickets. So please go to Eventbrite. Get your tickets. We only got 100 tickets. It's going to be off the chain. Riis got live performances. We got a lot. Man, that band is ready. They getting ready to rock it out. I got my broadcast. Riis, we already set up for the room. We just got to move the stuff. I know. Don't forget tonight is Wednesday, so you got a packed night. You got Green Side of Things. Then you got New Era Chicago Radio. Then we got Chris the Critic, Brian Foster, and In the Zone. And then, there's the Millennials taking, was this y'all week off? I mean, they do 4 shows a month, and they got to take a month, a day off.
We got to take a week off, so we do 3. That's how we do it. It's our mental health, so we got to these people.
Oh, Lord. All right, y'all. So, dang, I got a lot to do today. I got to go have a meeting. Then I gotta go to the fundraiser tonight. Y'all make sure y'all support us. Can y'all look? I need a lot of black people at the Carrie fundraiser. Okay, so can y'all get y'all tickets? Carrie, I talk to her tomorrow, see if I get y'all a special deal. But y'all, I need y'all to do that, and we need y'all at the fundraiser at the telethon on Friday. All right, y'all. This is the Maze Jackson Show. So for Maze and Riis, Ruthie, I ain't even saying Todd. How you gonna be like, make me a plate? Todd talk about some make him a plate from breakfast. Man, I wish.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. He said, save me a plate. Dog out of Maze Jackson Show, man. I'm telling you, it's to people. So for Maze and Riis, Ruthie and Todd, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said, we out of here. Peace.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happening in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. So many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. For Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.